la 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 doodaloo. All right, I can't do it. I used to be able to do that. Hold on, I gotta get set up. Oh, I had to take everything down after the craziness. A lot of stuff been going on. Crazy. Good morning, people. Hold on, let me get set up. All right, now I got this thing I can put my phone on. There we go. So that's in place. I'll talk about a few things today. I got my coffee, and now let me get my comorbidity snack out. Yes, I'm going to eat a comorbidity in front of you, but it's okay because you got the evidence. If I catch a flu and the flu thrives on the fact that I'm eating a big piece of sugar, oh my God, this looks delicious. I can show you this. Hold on. I'm eating a big old piece of sugar. Let me try to get it out the box. Oh my God, there's so much sugar and icing. Well, I guess sugar is icing. It's just pouring everywhere. My finger's gonna be sticky all day. Don't worry about it, cause I got pants, washcloth. Oh wait a minute, hold on. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that. Oh goodness gracious! You know what they call? I could not say no to this. I went to the coffee shop and I got my coffee and you know what? I couldn't say no. No, I was thinking about something else. I couldn't say no to it. I had to get it. I had to get it. I'm sorry. Yes, it causes clotting in the heart and in the lungs, but this just looked delicious. So I got my coffee and I got this. Look at that. Look at that, Christine. Oh, I got it on my nose. Look at that. See, that's how that works. See, that looks so delicious. It's called an apple something. I don't know what the word was, but it's apple crump, apple crumble, cribbly crap raw apple. They take real apples, they cut them up, and they put them inside of all this chocolate, kill everybody stuff since 2019. Look at that. Cardiovascular epidemic is made of these things. But I just don't, pretend. I don't lie to other people. See, if I eat this, Christine, it ain't your fault. It's not because you ain't, got a face diaper on your face that I'm going to die. It's because I ate this and the clotting in my heart and lungs added to the clotting from something else. It's called being an adult. I need to talk about yogism today. Happy shutdown back, everybody. Happy shutdown, and we back. Oh, boy. You know what? Shutdown is so fun. It's so much fun. There was no outage. There was a shutdown. I tried to explain that the other day. Shutdown outages do not occur in multi-billion-dollar corporations. I've worked for only a few, but I work for a whole bunch of $100 million corporations. And I can tell you this, either they got the dumbest staff on the planet with absolutely no disaster recovery plan, risk management, or any ability to understand what an I or a T is, an information or the technology, or how to have a backup. Or they just flip the switch, turn it off. That's what they did. All they did was flip the switch, And the real question for me is why? And it's not really even a big question because I honestly don't care. I know that the why has absolutely nothing to do with the health and strength, my life, deliciousness, happy, freedom, liberty, truth and honesty, or safety on the internet. They shut it off because they had to shut it off. I'm gonna give my perspective, y'all. Just because I'm just running my mouth. I'm gonna make something up called yogism today. New word of the day is yogism. Oh my good, my fingers is gonna be just sticky all day. Hold on, I'm gonna make a mess too. If you cannot watch people eating comorbidity snacks in the morning and just get juice and sugar and sticky stuff all it, don't watch this because I'm gonna eat this. Yeah, I'm gonna eat this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it got orange in it. Christine's got orange icing in it. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Yeah, we all gonna die. Uh-oh. I sure enough don't have any. I might have some napkins. Well, it's crazy to me that we still got modern adults during cardiovascular epidemic pretending some other. Well, no. Let me take that back. It's not amazing. I understand. I mean, they did a lot of this intentionally. right? Not just they're not just shutting off their tools, social media tools, so they could fulfill a narrative, which is my belief that it's a stage, it's all a show. The world is a stage. I don't believe no whistleblowers getting any major time on main network television. Don't believe nothing they got to say. I mean, they might be saying what's truthful as they saw it and as they experienced it, but they're being utilized for a bigger scheme and scam. So no, I don't believe the whistleblower. I mean, she said some truthful things, don't get me wrong, but everything is a stage. The world is a stage, and this is all orchestrated. All of it's orchestrated. You know, some of the things she said, and I didn't listen to the whole thing. I listened to about 80 seconds of it because I really don't have time for this nonsense. And then, I mean, what did it for me? Because, you know, first of all, when it first started happening, I'm like, oh my God, what I do? I posted something. Like they're thinking about banning me again. So I was trying to think about what I posted that got me, right? And because it's about me, right? That's that narcissism, yo. We all got it. I broke Facebook. Because, you know, I know that you think you broke it too. I know you did. Because I know you did. Because I did too. I was like, you know, what did I post? They're having a meeting. They put my account in some timeout bin while somebody goes back and looks at my post. Because I'm trying to tell people stop getting other people killed for your ignorant beliefs in yogism. I'm making up a word today, y'all. It's called yogism. And then what did I have? What happened? I guess I went to TikTok or something. No. Somebody sent me an email. Somebody who's actually here now. And it's like, what the hell is going on? You know, I was like, oh, okay, I guess everybody's out. And then the weird part, the person ain't even from the United States. It was Christine. It was right here. It was like, she's not even from the United States. So I found out from her that we were all out. And I was just like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's not out. It's a shutdown. The question is, why did they shut it down? And I get in someone sent me a text with Susan sent me a text with the whistleblower. So, oh, okay, that's interesting. It's interesting. You know, starting to map together, you know, the play. You know, because in football, if you ever played football or basketball, you read the play. Your eyes get good at reading the play, just watching what's going on. All right, what happened next? I listened to what she said. But in the beginning, I knew it was not no damn outage. It was a shutdown. And they said, oh yeah, well, because she said some things, and the FBI is after Facebook. And I'm like, dummy, the FBI is Facebook. They're all on the same team. They all work together. It's not a private platform. It is a state-run platform. Okay, it was state-developed and it is state-run. All right, they give you this illusion that you can be a billionaire making a piece of software in the United States Incorporated. No, it's a state tool from the beginning. It's a state tool now. The only thing that goes on here is what benefits the state. Period. You know, we're some little rebel rousers, and in between, we can post things. In between the cracks, you can figure things out. But it's a state-run platform. No FBI coming for no damn Facebook. CIA coming for Facebook. Homeland Security coming. No, people stop believing this nuts. And then what happened? Yesterday, the course of events. TikTok. I was ticking and talking, and then I ran into somebody at the White House, and I don't even know these people because I didn't know last administration's people. I don't know this administration's people. I really don't care what the United States Incorporated actors got to say, but I say that every day. Was giving a speech. Somehow, well, we're not going to get involved, but we're going to expect Congress to get involved. And she didn't say that, nor did she have that voice. But that's how I heard it. Okay. We're not going to do anything directly, but Congress is going to have to get involved. It has been this administration's bottom line principle from the very beginning to make sure that our dummies, our Negroes, our citizenry is safe on the internet. So Congress is going to have to do something about it. I said, wait a minute. I said, hold on. Okay, so I get it now. This was all about regulation of the social media internet. Not that you don't regulate it, you already do. Literal regulators. They own the damn thing. But they need the public's consent, right? So, and it's weird because I watch a lot of my friends get caught up in it. They're like, yeah, the whistleblower. I'm like, it's not a whistleblower if it's on CNN. What was she on, Fox? MSNBC? That's not a whistleblower channel. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think you've had whistleblowers there. Don't get me wrong. It's just they're not going to be prominent. It'll be obscure in a slot of time that nobody watches. And the only way you're actually going to see it is on the internet, 6 months later. But it was a play. It's just a play. That's all it's a skit. I mean, if you want to go to the show, go to the show. Get some snacks, get some popcorn, and watch the show. But don't believe it. They're just trying to get they're going after Facebook. They're going to make it safe, and they're going to stop banning our posts. No, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse. Like the fire and the hatred y'all have for Zuckerberg. Oh my God, please, he's an angel compared to when it's full blown. He has nothing to do with the site, and it's 100% a state-run site. Nah. I mean, it's already state-run. It's just not publicly state-run. When they pull out all the little, because you still got IT staff there that believe that it's a private company, and they're writing little hacks and tweaks and twacks and different things to make it do things. When it's state-run, they're all government employees, and they all got their DNA modification. No, they're gonna do exactly that. This site is gonna suck. So yeah, no, but it's on yogism. Let me tell you that. I'm gonna make up a word today. I try to make up word. Everybody should make up words every single day. Hang on. I'm eating y'all. If you were here early, you know that I'm eating a comorbidity, and I love y'all to. Oh dang it! It's on my nose again. How the hell did I get? Oh, that's not the comorbidity. No, it's the other comorbidity. I was about to say, how the heck? I didn't even bite the apple fritter. See the critter? Look at this joke. Look at this. Will you look at this? This is a death snack, but it's got apples on the inside. I got to take a bite of this. I'm sorry. It's the foam. The foam has a get foam on your nose cap. Look at that. See, they designed those intentionally to put foam on your nose. All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm doing my comorbidity for breakfast this morning, and I'm looking out for the FedEx guy. Where you at, guy, gal? Yes, I just gender appropriated the the gender of the FedEx person. Which should be coming around the corner. Hold on. Oh my God, that's good. No, sir. Ain't no save grandma. Forget grandma. Nope, forget grandma. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat all of this. I ain't gonna lie that I'm killing myself. Nah, it's called apple crumb. No. Grandmama gonna have to die on this one. I'm gonna eat this. But of course, I'll eat a lot of deep green leafy things later today. That'll make up for it. I'm not gonna blame people and have people walk around and abuse their children and themselves because I'm eating something delicious. Yogism. Okay. Hey, boo-boo, pick up picnic baskets. Y'all know who Yogi is? That's what I was thinking. Because, like, even with this event, right, when they shut off their tools to make everybody and told everybody it was an outage, people believe it, right? People believe it because they make it believable. We do this weird thing with Yogi, like, with grizzly bears, right? And I'm probably going to say it wrong because I do that all the time, which I really don't care, but I do. I think it's anthropomorphing. Is that what it's called? We take a monstrous truck of a monster grizzly bear that will eat you, grandma, and anybody around you, and then break the picnic table and jump on the car, rip the bumper off. Take a grizzly bear and make it like us. Yogi the bear. This sweet, lovable, and teddy bears, right? They got these little teddy bears. There ain't nothing lovable and huggable about a furry monster that wants to eat you and doo-doo you out. But we do that anyway. We give him feelings. We put a smile on his face. He likes picnic baskets and chicken. I'm so sorry to everybody I sent the chicken video to, but I had to. Stop it. I had to. The Black People song. Did y'all hear the Black People song? All right, I'm not sending it out no more. Somebody else can send it to you. If you say send me the Black People, I'm not doing it because they're gonna put me in prison if I send that out again. I was thinking of Chicken and Chicken Basket. There's a guy on TikTok. He did the Black People song. I love the Black People song personally. I enjoyed it. I don't eat no damn chicken. I thought it was funny. But anyway. And if you're envisioning it's a white guy doing it, no, it was a Hispanic guy. And it was funny as hell. Well, we anthropomorph, right? Like we try to make the thing like we give grizzly bears feelings and emotions and children's. And because didn't Yogi have a child? Yogi had a baby, and I forgot his name or her name, but Yogi ain't had no wife. Yogi nasty. Yogi, that's yeah, because now the bear sex and the male is raising the little kid, and their mama ain't nowhere to be around. Mama probably understood. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have these babies. I'm getting the hell out of here. We anthropomorph, and that's what we do to Facebook. That's what we do to systems. That's what we do to governments. That's what we do to political parties. That's what we do to people in the employment of corporations. We give them feelings and emotions. Oh, they wouldn't do that to us. Facebook wouldn't lie to us and say they shut the button off and it was an outage. They wouldn't do that, right? United States Incorporated wouldn't lie to us and get 700,000 people killed pretending that sugar ain't killing them. They wouldn't do that. It's anthropomorphic. Yogism, taking your feelings, your culture, your nuance, and putting on something that does not have it. Facebook exists for one reason, and that's to back up the state and make as much money as they can. Initially, it was to make as much money as they can. They're a business. That's the whole point of a business. And then the state realized, oh well, they're making a whole lot of money, and they're becoming the media. Well, we need to make sure that we control the media, because if you can control the media in your country, you can control your country. So but it's just weird, I guess. We just have to look at a thing for what a thing is, and not try to imprint it with things of yourself. It's just a thing. People, yeah, I guess you could imprint, because people, we all got feelings and emotions. We got good days and bad days and all of that stuff. But corporations don't have that. Nations don't, political parties don't have that. I was a bit upset. But yeah, all my friends are on Facebook. Well, and we failed that, Christine. We big time failed that. Did y'all fail it? I failed like you would not believe. It was a test. I don't know what they said. There's a scripture that says Satan meant it for good. No. I think Satan didn't mean it for good. Satan meant it for evil and God meant it for good. But God allowed it and it turned into good later. But I'm in a nation, you got to forgive me, because I'm in a nation where the president can't stop saying 666. Oh my God! Listen, if you still love Jive and Bowden, don't ever go on TikTok. You're gonna hate it. You just. Oh my gosh, the things that come out of that man's mouth. I don't watch it. I don't watch any of the speeches or anything. I don't have time. I got grass to cut. I don't know. I had toenails that needed clipping. I really ain't got time for what United States Incorporated actors got to say. But TikTok is hilarious. These people they didn't got you. They got you. They got you. I hate to say the Trump people got you. They got you. I didn't think they got y'all. I was upset about a year ago. What the hell wrong with the Trump people? Y'all supposed to be making this funny. You're not making it funny. You're hiding in your house in face diapers too. No, they weren't. They were on TikTok putting together collages of videos. This man tripping up steps, down steps, falling out of elevators and windows, saying things that don't make no sense, making up words. I mean, it's so bad over there. I actually feel sorry for the guy. For seconds, not for minutes, just for seconds, for moment, not even seconds is too long. I feel sorry for Jive and Bowden for like the millimeters of a millionth of a second. I'm like, it's obvious that it's a thing going on up here. It's obvious that you should not have nuclear footballs. You shouldn't have balls. Right, ain't got none. Dry ain't got none. He left all the weapons in Afghanistan. Dry ain't got none. But you know what? But I feel bad for people. I don't know. I told you from the beginning. I think they set him up. That man needs to be in a medical bed with a drip and somebody to tie his shoes and somebody got the bib and stuff. And so, but I can't really feel sorry for anybody. Like 700,000 people are dead, and I think they use him too. I don't think he knows what planet he's on personally. But they use all of us. Same way they use people yesterday with that whistleblower stuff. But we failed, Christine, because we don't have backup contact methods. Y'all know I did 2 videos yesterday? No, y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know that. Damn it. Heather knows that. Heather was on Twitch. Heather and I was twitching. We was twitching and tweeting and twaggling yesterday because she was on Twitch. She follows me on multiple platforms. And it's not even about following me. It's about a family. You want to stay connected to your peoples everywhere you can. And she followed the instructions. Everybody else failed. But we all failed. I failed. I don't have anyone's phone number. I don't have email addresses and stuff. Christine found me on email. And how can we say we are revolutionaries and we are strategizing, peaceful revolutionaries, if that's what we say? We believe in the power of the truth. And some not truthers though. Don't use that. That's a stupid name. I don't know who came up with the word truthers. That's just dumb. We believe and we want to know the truth, but we probably won't know the truth ever in our lifetime. Not for much. But you got to have means of contacting people. And so yesterday was a good test. While they meant it for whatever they was meaning it for, to convince people that Facebook love them and the state taking over Facebook's going to be a wonderful thing. And social media, we lost because we realized it was a good test of the emergency broadcast system, that we actually are completely tied together through those who believe that we only get to know falsehoods. We got to do better. Got to have everybody's phone number. You got to have phone numbers, emails. You got to go back through that exercise again. But as soon as someone sends you a message in Messenger, wherever you reach them, say, hey, this is my phone number, girl. Well, as long as you know that person ain't trying to stalk you, because there's a whole lot of that out here. Text the person back right away. You got their number, they got your number, immediately hit add to contacts. And you got to add them to the contacts on your phone, not on Google, not on Apple, whatever the Apple equivalent is, not on the cloud. They need to be your friend in your phone, not on no damn cloud. But we failed that. They're going to shut us off. Part of me actually thinks that yesterday just maybe was a test. Congress ain't going to do nothing. They just, they're just testing that internet shutoff switch, the kill switch. Because initially version 1.0 was internet kill switch. Then they're going to have a whole bunch of other kill switches that are beneath that, which is, well, we're just going to kill social media so we can control the narrative. In case something happens in the world and it starts to get loose on the internet, we need to be able to pause everything, go out and delete it everywhere it is so nobody sees us invading China. Nobody sees the payoffs between the big pharmaceutical corporations and the people on the news trying to tell you something in the air, not something in your diet, and your grocery shopping list is killing you. Or to shut off an entire nation that they need to go in and destroy. So it's possible that something happened yesterday, but we all have no idea. And the people say if Christine was one of them who actually saw what happened, she posted it, made a meme, started getting it going, they wiped it and they had to delete her profile. You have no idea what happened yesterday. That's the power of controlling the narrative and the failed strategy of us trying to talk about the truth, what could be true, figure the truth out on platforms where the truth is being banned. And that was the only truthful thing that I heard that the whistleblower said in about 80 seconds of listening to it, was that they prioritize profit. Hello. And that is a surprise. Shocker. Dun, 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 dun. News at 11. Corporation that requires profit prioritizes profit. Oh my God. But again, that's anthropomorphic. That's that yogism. We're trying to make a grizzly bear into like a cuddly thing. No, it's just a corporation. They always did that. Listen, I hate to say that I'm smart and I'm not really even that. This is the dumb part. I'm not even that smart and I know this. All right. It's just a corporation. All they want is money at the end of the day. You don't have to work in corporate America before you realize, oh, wow. So you're not really trying to save the earth, huh? You could put your resume into a company called SaveTheEarth.com. And you go and get a job there, you interviewing the interviewee. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to work for your establishment. I'm not sure if I believe in your principles and what you stand for. And you just interview them. What do you do about this? And do you recycle? And do you have fresh water here? Do you have organic lunches? And you can go through all that with them. And okay, I'm going to work for you guys. And then you get a job and it just take a few years in. And you start to realize they can be called SaveGaia.org. It doesn't really matter. They're about profit. Because they won't exist without, you never would even heard of them as a company. They wouldn't be able to afford your salary unless the bottom line was the bottom line. So when she said that was true, right? And that kind of explains what a lot of these people around here talk about, is that they keep going to Facebook jail. You think that they're crazy? When they say, I'm going to jail because I'm posting things you need to read? Do you think these people do you think hundreds of your friends are just total? Well, they probably are. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah. Defying the United States Incorporated or the British Incorporated or Russia Incorporated, we're surrounded by people like you that believes in these incorporations and that they're governments. Yeah, that is nutty. That's very nutty. That's crazy. These people are nuts, but they love you. So don't call them crazy. But they go to Facebook jail and they keep making profiles trying to tell you what's true. So why would they go to jail? Why would they delete their posts? So just think about it logically, like mathematically, right? Just profit. Just think math for a minute. Just business. If they prioritize what is dramatic, if they prioritize conflict, because that is actually what gets them clicks. People don't come on Facebook because they know that we're all on the same team and it's melancholy and ain't nothing dramatic. They come here for drama. They come here because they're angry. They post something, they want to see somebody want to fight. Majority. And so, of course, Facebook, where they prioritize profit. They're a corporation. They prioritize conflict. They prioritize the right on the right and the left on the left. They try to get you angry and snot bubbled as possible, so you will keep clicking all throughout the day while you're supposed to be working at that slave plantation, picking some cotton, but you're on Facebook messing around. That's what they do. It's just money. So if they prioritize that on that end, then what would they silence? What would they censor? What does not make money? It's called the truth. If you really think about it, if you got a brain in your head and it's logical to you, okay, so what's conflicting? What really gets people, just the panties all just rumpled up in a bunch and itchy? Not yeast infections. Well, yeah, maybe yeast infections. But also, not wiping your butt. A lot of things get all itchy down there. But it's things that they know to be true based on what they know. And they may only know 80% of the truth. But you say something that's false, they can't wait to come back on Facebook to get you. Right? Because it's false and it makes them angry. You know, I know the truth. I'm a nurse. I'm a doctor. I'm a cardiologist. I'm a dentist. Damn it, I'm the trash man. You don't know what I know, what people throwing their trashes. I know everything about it. Trash men actually have the most information. I'm going to tell you right now. You think that the CIA knows something? No. Your trash man knows a whole lot. Trash woman, whatever she is, they know a whole lot about you that you don't even know about yourself, but we won't go there. Sociology of trash. We'll talk about that one day. Yeah, so I mean, it's a thing of understanding that, well, if they prioritize what's profit, they're going to ban what's not profitable. What's not profitable is the truth. And usually what's true is not conflicting. There's no conflict with science. Yeah, you think it's a conflict. Science ain't conflicting with itself. You conflicting with science. You're confusing dogma with science, right? You know, the truth is boring. I want the damn truth. We want some aliens and some reptilians, some mermaids and stuff. We need our side to be right and the Republicans to always be evil and wrong. You know, nobody wants the truth. Like, oh, everybody sucks. Nobody really knows the truth. We all should just love each other like grandma. No corporations are woke. We're all actually, none of us are woke. We're all just kind of people here trying to figure things out. That's not dramatic. And Facebook ain't allowed to make a lot of money on that. So it was a good confirmation. And that was the only good thing I think that came out of yesterday or the day before, whenever the whistleblower was on, was just that she told you the obvious. Facebook is a business and the truth is not popular. And they're going to continue to promote things that are misinformation. You know, so go ahead, somebody go do a post right now and use the word COVID and tell me what happens. They're going to prioritize misinformation. They're going to put that little tag right on the bottom of it. Go ahead and do a post and put the letters VACCINE. And they're going to put that misinformation tag right there. You know why? Because it pisses people like me off. It pisses people like Lori, who's a nurse, off. It pisses people off who actually read into these things and realize that they're not telling the truth. Why? Because we're as dumb as everybody else. Not dumb. I mean, we're controlled as everybody, because we're going to come back. Why do they have here right now? Because they make me. They got puppet. I'm like a puppet like everybody else, you know. We're all working through this together. Like I said, identity is a label. They attach a string to it and they drag you around your life with it. And they make you do things based on it because you think that's what you are. You know, I'm here because they keep putting that little dumb tag on the bottom of the thing and giving people false information and they're dying. That makes me emotional. So I want to come back and say more things that are more truthful. Not that I know the truth, but I want to say something more. Oh, my God. Oh, they're emptying the Duke here. Oh, Lord Jesus. There's a porta potty behind me. I might have to move. I'm not down. I hear this truck. It's got a big tank on it and it's sucking the human doo-doo out of a porta potty. So I might not stay here long. If I smell something, I'm gonna go. because I got to eat my apple fritter thing, and I'm not gonna eat it smelling poop. That's just not gonna happen. I am a gardener, and I don't mind the smell of horse poop, cow poop. Human poo is just a little different. And composted poo ain't that bad, but like raw poo in the air or like poo in water with ah. All right, I was a Boy Scout once. I still have nightmares from the latrine. You know what a latrine is? We could have done composting back then. We didn't do that. They could have gave us porta potties back then. No, but they ain't never give a damn about children. You think it's now in just New York and hospitals. Nope, they ain't never give a damn about children. Okay? They gave us a hole in the ground and like a piece of wood to sit on. And so for a week, me and 1,000 of my best friends and Boy Scouts would go and all doo-doo in the same holes. And nobody would clean it out till our week was over. You know what 1,000 kids doo-doo and pee can do that are being poisoned by Fruity Pebbles and Fruit Loops and horrible breakfasts and glyphosate and just bubble guts because they're killing off the stomach bacteria with the chlorine in the water. You know what that smells like after a week? Oh my God, I was pooping in the woods. I was out there with Yogi. I don't care. The bear gonna eat me. We gonna drop this load right here on this log. I was out there in the woods pooping. You can't go in no damn latrine. You think a porta potty is bad on event day? You ain't never seen what a whole bunch of human children eating baked beans, because that's what we eat at Boy Scout camp at night. We cook them beans up. All right, yeah, I might get this. Get another job, man. That's not a job. That's torture. All right, let me stop. You got the porta potty. He took one of them. One of them broken. Somebody busted it. That's not all right. I'm sorry. I know it's bad to talk about that in the morning. I'm sorry. I told you I'm a child. I ain't never grown up. I ain't no Toys R Us kid, but I ain't never gonna grow up. I'm enjoying my life. He's driving down the road and got this big tank of doo-doo, like within like 3 feet of him. Do you know what, brother? If you get in an accident, you're gonna hate life, brother. It might be a sister. I can't even tell from this, but you're not supposed to say nowadays. Well, all right, I'm done. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun. I gotta go. No, I don't have to go. I'm lying. But let me read some comments, and then I'm gonna see what y'all got to say. I can't. Oh Lord, thank Lord Jesus. Thank you that I'm not a doo-doo man. Thank you. I've been wrong in my life. I gotta pray for me. I've been wrong in my life, Jesus. And Yeshua, whatever your name was before everybody changed your name and culture appropriated to their own little culture. Just thank you for not letting me be a dookie man. Just thank you, Jesus. All right, I'm sorry. No, the dookie man, no, because dookie or dookie woman, whatever he is, they are. I bet it's a blessing to them. I bet you it's a blessing. I bet they love that job. I bet you, because because the human body's amazing, right? After a while, you can't smell nothing. Maybe in time, you don't smell anything. Maybe in time, being a dookie woman is just a thing of a job, and you love being by yourself. You out there on the open roads, driving and just sucking things out that you can't even smell. Because the body adapts, y'all. That's epigenetics. That's that warrior gene, right? You shutting down regulators and flipping genes and stuff so you can't smell, so you can be better at your job. Maybe they don't even care. Maybe that's peaceful to them. I don't know. Shoot. She might be the happiest person on the planet. And I don't understand how much fun it would be to be. So, who knows? I don't know. Anyway. But hey, listen, it's normal and natural. I talk about everything. You can catch a case if you want to. I don't even care what you catch. I'm a human being. I'm trying to be more like the Europeans. The Europeans aren't as bubbly, snottish, Queen Victorian. I got to talk this way because I'm a slave and a serf, and it's not appropriate for poor people to come to town dirty. You got to wear a suit. You got to have a manicured lawn. You can't use the word doo-doo. You can't be naked in public. No, I'm gonna be European. Some people don't care about nothing. Yeah, do a quick search online for European naked beaches. They don't even care. They be out there with just everything sagging. They don't get to that. The knees, the butt cheeks, genitals, everything and they out there enjoying a good day at the beach. Ain't nobody caring. The only people care is in my country. Just because we just stupid and ignorant. We let the conservatives write too many laws. That's all. And I used to be one. I mean, we're all to a degree. I got an inner conservative. He fuss with my inner liberal all the time. I try to smack him around while they fight and figure things out. But that's the thing. That's the topic. Ooh, I'm getting epiphany. I'm getting epiphany. Hold on, Houston. Hold on. Our problem is in 2019, they started a religion called the Branch Covidians. And the Branch Covidians are now succeeding at what the Christians failed at. They're literally legislating the requirement for us to be in their religion. Ooh. Think about that. What's the difference? What's the difference between you writing laws trying to make them live from within the rules of your faith, your religion, what you believe in a country where all beliefs are supposed to be okay? And now what are they doing? The Branch Covidians are writing laws to mandate you live their way. They believe in synthetic drugs and corporations and greed and profit. And you must live how you must engage in their rituals and inject things in your body, wear face diapers, walk around. That actually is what's happening. That's just karma. I mean, the Christians failed at it. Because their pastors would like having babies with everybody. They had babies with the entire choir and still be preaching, and everybody in the church know it. They don't really care because he preached good, and they don't want to break the church up. The church got good music. Um, I'm sorry, Black church perspective. I'm really sorry. No, I'm not. But that really is what we're dealing with. I'm getting a few epiphanies this morning. Everybody's got their own religion, right? 7 billion different religions. That's how the world's supposed to work. You got your own religion. And the only violation is you trying to make me live your religion, your life, your morals, your culture, what you think is true. And that's what happened in 2019. The Branch Covidians took over. And now they're writing laws, making corporations the gods. And everybody else have to become and that's how the whirlwind goes. We always reap the whirlwind until we can sit back and say, you know what? I don't like how you live. Don't appreciate how you live. Don't appreciate the things saying about my Jesus, my Yeshua, my Allah, my spaghetti monster God. And I'm gonna make jokes about you because I don't like what you say. I don't like what you do. But at the end of the day, that's your place to do that. You're a sovereign God on this planet. You got your own religion. You got your own belief system. I'm not going to try to make you live mine, nor should you try to make me live yours. And once we figure that out, people, we got it. We got it once we figure it out. All right, I'm going to try to not rant too much more. It's really impossible. I'm on latte this morning. This is like octane booster. This is not normal coffee. I have not had one of these in a long damn time. All right. No, I'm not off grid at the moment. I am not. No, and this is a latte. Off grid, I drink 2 cups of coffee. That's it. I'm done. My body's got work to do. It hates coffee when I'm working. When I'm sitting here eating apple crump fritter things, which I got to take another bite. Say, Grandma. Nope, not this morning. Look, Grandma knows she need to eat healthy. All right. She's the one who taught me how to boost my immune system. Grandma, you need to go boost your immune system. Okay. But if eating this, cultivating things that get you killed, then you raised me partly. So, you need to eat more greens, Grandma. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, what they put in that? Sugar. All right. Whistleblower. Yeah. And Christine, she ain't a whistleblower. I don't think so. I think she's blue, but highly controlled, mandatory comorbidity breakfast for all. And ain't nothing wrong with that, Max. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's only wrong when we blame other people. See, now if I just bit this, I'm like, damn it, Max, why did I eat that? Why did you do that? Then that's the issue. But it's like, no, I ate it, and damn it, if I die of it, then that's on me. Like it's been somebody put poison. Let's say the poison in this apple crump thing. Oh, it looked delicious. Did y'all see it? Did I show it to you? Let's just say that the poison isn't slow poison. Look at that. Well, look at that. Look how crisp. Look at this. Do you see the apple juice in there? Look at that. Let's say the poison killed you instantly. And I ate that. And I blamed everybody in society because I died immediately. That would be ridiculous. It would be re-damn ridiculous, wouldn't it? But because the poison kills you slow, the sugar kills you slow. It gives the ability for people to blame other people for that. But anyway, it's a comorbidity. I eat comorbidities all the time. Stephen Jones in the house. Stephen, I see that. It's all propaganda, girl. You know, it's all propaganda. It's all if it's mainstream, it's propaganda. Period. End of discussion. How SE? What is that? How East social engineering, emotional control currency, manifesting through under mob culture. Your synchronicities are fake. Absolutely, absolutely. They control all the media. They control the cults. They control the cultures because we let them. That cedar reminds me of Borders. Like, why does anybody still believe in this nonsense? Well, because it's our land. No, it was actually a billionaire who stole the land from other people, and they made you a slave and made you work. And now you're caring for the people and the invention that they made. It's not even real. I was watching something on TikTok, and they're like, "You think you're an American?" He said, "All you got to do is zoom out. Your perspective is tiny. It's little too. You need to put a little Viagra on your perspective. You zoom out. It ain't no America. America is a very small place when you look at Antarctica and the rest of the world. The world's a very small place when you look at the solar system. The solar system is a very small place when you look at the galaxy. The galaxy ain't doodly doo when you look at the universe. And I'm pretty sure the universe ain't doo-doo either. Have a bigger perspective. Why is our perspective always driven by those with the most jewels, the billionaires who came before us, who drew the borders, raped grandma, and gave us gave us one of our parents or something? I don't know. Put us in chains. Why do we always got to have their perspective? Why can't we have our own? I don't know. It's just weird. I guess to me, it's just this whole idea of country. I don't know. I understand land. I got neighbors, right? I got people around me, got community in towns, and I'll back those people up till I'm blue in the face or blue in the body. Till they throw dirt on me, as the brother said in the story I put. Which is a great story. I don't even know the brother's name. He did a little bit of time though. Yeah, that neck tattoo, big, just all muscles everywhere. He said, when I go in the doctor tell me what to do. When I leave the doctor, I do what I want to do. Till they put dirt on me. This is my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I love what he said. I love what he said. It's funny how you got to put somebody in prison to give them that kind of perspective. Live your own life. Doctor tell you sugar's going to kill you. All right, well, if you want to go eat that sugar, go eat that sugar. Live your life. But don't blame nobody else for you. Live as long as you are here, live your life. Don't fall for the propaganda. Do you. And don't abuse nobody else. Through operation and situational gangster king in real time. Did you mean gangstering? Yeah, we're all gangsters. We're all in gangs, so we're obviously all gangsters. Hey, there go Heather. Heather, is that Heather from Twitch? Propaganda. Oh, yes, all propaganda. Everything we knew fake. Whistleblower narrative. We can't trust Facebook to censor enough. Yep. Is the message. Yep. They just want more power, more control, more censoring, and they want our consent. So they'll have hearings and they'll pull Mark Zuckerberg down and they'll yell at him and smack him, throw some water and something at him or whatever. And then people will believe it. Like, oh, well, Mark, we're not going to have a free platform now. We're going to have free speech. And Stephen Jones can be like, no, we're not. I ain't that stupid. I've seen this show before. Turn the station. We've seen this show before. And it's bullshit. That a corporation will never give you free speech. Not unless it's demanded. Why would they do such a thing? The people who are okay with their neighbors not having free speech. That'd be the dumbest thing that they could ever do for their kingdom. A land they rule is to let their people speak freely. Let their slaves, because they ain't no people, to let their slaves speak freely anywhere. You lose control if you do that. If you control how they speak and what they can say, you control the narrative. The corporation can make maximum profit. The governing corporation can maintain maximum power. No slave master is going to give their slave a right to free speech. That's the dumbest thing, because all the slave's going to do is speak about is slitting his throat and then slitting the house slave's throat. And I think that's the scariest thing, Stephen, is that people don't want to admit. We got a lot more house slaves around here than what we really want to admit. All right. They like to wrap up everything in neat packages for us. They do, Heather, and they stage the events. You know, they make us pissed off. They release the whistleblower. They shut down the websites for a day to make us think all this is real. They let the conspiracies get going. So when we come back on, you see all the conspiracies, how Facebook is in trouble with massa. And it's like, no, Facebook is a massa. Don't be fooled by old granny ladies. Those are the worst. Oh, really? I like grannies. I think grannies are cute. Um, who did you throw under for wonder? I appreciate old people. Oh, I love old people. Fun. I love the stories that they tell. I love the experiences that they have and they share. The normies say it's a private company. They can do what they want. Explain that to me, please. Walt, please. Why does anybody over the age of 3 think that Facebook is a private company? Like, you really got we really got a literacy problem. We got a literacy problem in adults. I don't know why they think these are private companies. You really can't know anything about history. You must not live here. You probably don't read any laws. And you don't have any common sense if you actually think that these are private companies, right? Y'all hear that? Oh, damn. That's a sign of fall. Acorns landing on the roof. All right. Allowing the selfie stick insurrection. Bad. Suppressing life, preventative medication, good. Right. That's the code, Max. That's the code, brother. You on it? You on it this month? That's the code. That is exactly the code, right? Because it's a ritual. You pick and choose who lives and dies, who gets sacrificed under the chicken blood and who doesn't. You know, what is an insurrection and what's a erection and an election? It's weird how all those rhyme together. There's something there, Max. I don't know what it is. Something there. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just tiki torch. We got tiki torch Nazis and insurrection and selfie stick insurrectionists. And people believe, like, they're actually, people were scared. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. You remember, who still talk about it? You remember is that Fed? Oh, that's a FedEx truck. Is that my truck? If that's my truck, we about to go. Damn it. I've been waiting for this backhoe part. Oh, he's slowing down. Ooh, you better be mine. Be mine. Be mine. I've been waiting for this delivery. Nope, he's still going. You bastard. I hate FedEx, y'all. I do. I hate them. I don't know. Nope. Nope. Don't like them. All right. I'm not going to tell you my drama because I don't put my drama online, but not mine. All right. But of course, all these platforms have the power to disconnect you when they want. So local is important to gather. Yeah, Christine, well, people need to go back to two-way radios, right? Like, this needs to be a test for people. You like the idea of some billionaires separating you from your family anytime they want to? Separating you from all them pretty women on Facebook. Separating you from all the guys on Facebook. Separating you from all the memes. Well, if you don't like that, then, you know, we have to think about other means of contacting each other, right? Other means of staying in contact. And this needs to be an example of, you know, are we really as free as we think we are? Are we really as uncontrollable as we think we are? Are we really fighting the power as much as we think we are? Are we as raging against the machine as we think we are? And we're actually on the machine. You know, and that's why I don't like that word truther, Christine, because I don't think anybody knows the truth. I think we're all trying to figure it out. I think some are a little further along in reading into some of the genres of truth, the categories. But none of us, I think we're all being controlled. You know, personally, you know, I hate to say it, but I think the only reason this video is playing right now and they let me do this is because I'm not saying enough of the truth. If I said enough of the truth, you would just see like fire and lightning. You might see a little drone in the back window. Like, you know when you are critical to the enemy's narrative when they come for you. If they're not bombing your ball bearing factory, then you're not making anything in your factory that's significant to the war effort. You're not a threat to the enemy. When you get over it and you see that drone coming for you, you know you said too many things is true. The only people you need to listen, all the truthers, if that's a word, they're all in the cemetery. All right, because that is how the United States Incorporated gets down. And I'm start using a different word. I mean, it is the United States Incorporated, but there's a larger global thing, right? Because it's easy for people to just say, oh, well, America's the problem. Uh, no, we're just the tip of the spear, right? We have a global infestation of oligarchy. And this is why we got to stop playing nation, because that's how they win. They play us again. There's no different than the Patriots for race and the Patriots for a nation. Think about it. Ain't no difference. You're still as easily playable by the people who have the most jewels, who own all of the leaders and the establishment that you're backing. So it's just like, like I said, I mean, I had a whole Black Lives Matter, and I had to go yell Black Lives Matter this morning. Y'all can be mad at me, but I had to yell that. I saw a good friend of mine, and he was in there working. I had to run it. Black Lives Matter, just because it's funny to me. But, I don't believe in that. Black lives ain't never mattered. Neither do white lives, but neither do American lives. But what is the difference, the philosophical difference between someone who yells, I'm a patriot, and Black Lives Matter? What's the difference? What's the difference between their chants and their pledges? Philosophically. Because the way my mind works, just correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, and I'll be wrong many times again. But what is the difference if both of the identities were given to them by those who raped our great-great-grandparents and destroyed all of our tribes all over this planet? What's the difference? And which one of them is actually fighting for humanity? The patriot for nation or the patriot for race? Exactly which one is helpful? I don't know. Just think about it. I don't think we're all as different as people think. It's not a ploy for Black Lives Matter. It's not a ploy for patriotism. It's not a hit on patriotism, not a hit on Black Lives Matter. I say things as I think them because it makes me think about the trap that we're really in. It's like a mouse that gets trapped, but only your foot gets caught. I'm trying to read the trap and understand the trap. Well, how do we get in this trap? I don't want to read just from my perspective. I want to figure out how to break the trap. I want to figure out how to get out. Do I need to chew my foot off, or do I need to chew my arm off? I'm trying to understand the trap that we're in. And the more I think about it, is we're all the same. We suffer from this birth bigotry thing. We're born in a place and we become bigots of that place and that culture. We attach an identity to an accident of birth, a circumstance that we landed in, and we begin to be ignorantly, arrogantly attached to that identity for a lifetime, fighting for it, thinking that we're right. No different than Jive and Bowden, injecting every man, woman, and child with something that is not ready for prime time. We're all in it together, but I think we're all a lot more alike than we want. I think that's a scary thing. I think, we laugh and joke and have fun, but I think when you really, really think about exactly how different are we? And we all think we're right, but we're only right in our own lives. All right. Read as many comments I can. I'm good. So yeah, I think we failed, Christine. And if they can disconnect us, how bad do we really want to be connected? If we don't have contact details of the people to say, we love you, we're friends, we're going to look out for each other in the darkness when internet darkness comes, and they're going to eventually shut off that darkness and that internet, because that's how they're going to shut things down. Massa. Just think of Massa on a slave plantation. I don't know. So what's the scenario for dark winter? People say, they're going to cut the internet off in winter. They're going to cut the power off. Damn it, that's that nose thing. Do you think that, my government would never do that to me? These corporations would never shut the power off and let millions of people die? Yogism. Anthropomorphing. If that's the right word. Projecting on a system your ideals and the things that scare you and the things that you think they would and they wouldn't do, because you're viewing these things as humans. Things with feelings. I know that the purpose of government and governing corporations is to stay in power and to collect power. And they'll do anything they can. Every system will do anything it can to survive. So hell yeah, to cut the power off. Hell yeah, to cut the internet off. Given the right set of circumstances, anybody would do anything. Like real talk, like right now, all the stuff that people are doing that you thought they'd never do. Man, I caught a case last night, y'all. Did y'all see that video There's a TikTok I posted, I think, on my story. I think it made it. I don't know if it made it. They were stopping a lot of stuff for some reason. The deaf girl who went in Dunkin' Donuts and the mask holders refused to take their mask off, so she couldn't see what they were saying. Man, I tell you what, I'm that little talk that Rogan gave. He said, "Be a monster." I don't have to tell you what I am. I'm not. I'll never tell you what I am. I can tell you that I control what I am well enough that um very few people, very few people know what I'm capable of. Rogan said, I'm sorry if you didn't see it. He said, "Be a monster." And I messed up his statement. It was something like hard time, because everyone said it a different way. Hard times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create soft times. Something, or good times, something to that effect. And he said, you don't want to be weak. You don't want to be soft. You want to be a monster. And it's not men. It's just, that's just the scenario that he's saying. I mean, it's women, it's everything. You don't want to be soft. You want to be a monster. So the good man isn't a soft man. A good man, I mean, in my opinion, right? Everybody's got their own little thing. Men and women the same, spectrum in between. I'm fine with all of that. I'm just saying that I'm speaking from my perspective because I identify with God, and right now I'm trying to get past this belief in man thing. But a good man, for lack of a better word, you can put woman in yours, is not a nice man necessarily. No, that's not a soft man. A good man is a monster who knows how to control it well. And I'm mixing together a few quotes that Rogan got from somebody else from a book or something. Somebody else said, a good man will do whatever he has to do for his family. Period. End of discussion. A good man will do whatever he has to do for his community. You know, I'm mostly thinking physical, right? There are some women who physically got the strength and they do them flipping karate chops and stuff, and same thing. A good mom is a monster. Grizzly bear. That's a good mom. A good mom isn't one that goes along. A good mom is one who is friendly, is sweet, is caring, loving. But if you ever get between her and her child's health, if you ever get between her and her cub, she will rip you to shreds, and won't even remember that she did it. She's a monster. Sweet, kind, gentle, but just sees nothing but red if you ever hurt her child. And that's why it doesn't much mess with lion cubs. It doesn't much mess with grizzly cubs. You know, in starvation, animals will try to get away with it when they can, but oh no, that's a grizzly cub. So why do they pick with our children? Why are all these laws being written to force inject them with an experiment that we know is killing people, that are modifying their DNA and causing problems into the future that we no one has any idea what kind of problems it's going to cause? Because we're weak. We're soft. They don't see you as a monster. These corporations don't see you as a monster. They see you as a punk. They see your children as easy prey. Got to be a monster. And so anyway, I forgot my earlier point. I was kind of digging in the weeds and thinking. But we got to go back to being loving monsters, or they're going to keep picking with us. They're going to keep picking with us. When I was young in school, bullies were just a part of the ecosystem. There wasn't nobody there to protect you from no bullies. And you know, the school I went to, they were always looking for marks, right? They were always looking for the little punks from suburbia, the kids from the inner city in DC who were just a bit harder because they didn't have a good mom and dad in the house. They didn't have Fruity Pebbles for breakfast, right? They had last night's dinner left over if they had dinner last night, or they didn't have anything. They just came to school hungry. You know, they would look for marks in the hallway. And if you were weak, they'd pick on you until they realize that you might look weak, but you will be a monster when you got to. Then they'll go pick on somebody else's weak. They'll go pick on somebody else's children. So why are they picking on our children right now? Because we're weak. And I'm not just saying physically, but in the mind, right? Physical is one part. Some people are physically strong, monsters, and other people are mentally strong. But then there are people who are mentally strong and physically weak. There are people who are physically strong and mentally weak. And when I hear the word monster, that we got to be monsters, I don't think it's just a physical thing. Yeah, you got to be able to bring to bear the most gross violence so nobody be starting nothing. No corporations and state lying A governments, governing corporations pretending to be governments. But you got to be smart too. You got to be cunning. It's pointless to know how to fight and you don't know who to fight. It's pointless to know how to fight and you don't know what's fighting. You don't have a strategy. You're just doing tactics. You're knee-jerk responding. We got to go back to being monsters, y'all, intellectually and physically. All right, a kiss on your nose. You have to latte. I hope the latte kiss me on my nose. That's a comorbidity kiss. That kiss gonna kill grandma. All right, hold on. Let me go back up. Listen to your cardiologist, people. All right, let me do comments and I'm gonna go. Looking like Scarface. Yeah, I need to shave it up, Erica. I've been busy. I'm working on some things and it's got me, shaving isn't at the top of my priority list at the moment. Almost 2 years, they got everybody talking about boogeyman. Today it's virtual reality. Yeah, well, everything is boogeyman, boogie, 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 boogie. And Adam, that's when I check out. The minute that you need to try to scare me, I know. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Thank you. You actually brought the thought back. The minute that they're trying to scare you, that's when you know they're trying to break you. Because you know what I saw, Adam, watching since 2019? I watched them scare the hell out of people and then convince them that they'll get their life back. They'll save grandma. They'll be healthy. And they don't have to be scared of the air if they just wait on the magical, mystical fairy unicorn quick fix that we're just going to give you really quickly and everything will be okay. Right. And part of that is corporations trying to make a lot of money. Part of that is government trying to get a lot of power and normalizing their new push to have rights to control your life. But then I think, brother, sometimes, and maybe they did this to break people, right? Like, like the psychological effects. Like it's easier to control broken people than whole people. And what happens if most of the people are whole? You got to break them. So you scare them and you give them hope. And you put all that hope in one basket, getting all them egg hopes in. We're going to put them all in this basket. And this is how we're going to save things. And people are dying, falling dead on the street, blood shooting out the eyes and anuses and put all this hope in just this one thing that starts with a V in a bag, in a basket. And they know it doesn't work. And they know it's not going to work. They don't want it to work. They just want to break you. And then letting that basket go. Like, are we helping to a degree? Are we going along with the narrative by explaining to people that they need to educate themselves and read into VAERS, right? And understand where the variants are actually coming from. Looking at Geert, Van der Bush, the scientist from Belgium. Maybe this was designed, like the whistleblower in Facebook and the outage nonsense, where they just shut it off. Maybe they knew that once people realize that there is no magical cure, there's no magical quick pill for you poisoning your body your entire life and not knowing what human nutrition is. Maybe they knew they would break people. Maybe that was just the intent. Because once you break people, you can conscript them to do anything. They'll turn on anybody. Because you become like, what is it, Dopey Dog? What is that cartoon? Just that name comes to mind. A thing that has no hope. A thing that's been broken. A thing that is just come see, come sa. That's French. Francais. Melancholy, just in the middle, just nothing. And they're so broken and beaten and psychologically altered that they go along with putting on a badge, an armband, and turning their neighbors in. I don't know. And we're helping them by showing them, to a degree, that there are no magical cures. There are no quick fixes for nature. You need to follow nature's rules or you're going to die. And you're going to kill other people creating things in your body that's going to help kill them if they're not healthy as well. There are no quick fixes. There are no unicorn fairy pills or injections. But you can break somebody. by lifting them up on this big bag of hope and dropping them. And I know there's a psychological name for it. It escapes me. I'm not a psychologist, but they broke people, and now they're willing to turn on other people and blame other people instead of kind of just look at themselves and think, well, maybe I got played. Maybe the whole time, this 2 years or 3 years, Adam, was just one big psychological scheme to break people. You know, corporations make money and government gain power, and we lost ground in both scenarios, both categories. But now these broken people are just so blah that they're just going along with everything they're being told. I don't know. The normies will always defend the state. The state is there for them and their feeble minds. Yeah, until the state puts them over a barbecue wall. You know how that goes. Gerard remind folks to set up Twitch for themselves. Yep. So I'm not the only one trying. I was trying to give him a hard time earlier, Heather, before you came in here. I said Heather was the only one. She was on it. She was on it. Heather was on it like popcorn. I failed. I failed too because I don't have contact information for people. And I need to do better at that. I'm not as prolific on the other platforms as I should be. You know, I give Paul a hard time, like, you need to post more on Facebook. And I'm like, no, man, I need to post less. And I do. And I need to spread out a little bit more. So when these things happen, Heather, like we really all should have kind of came back together. We should have had a meeting area when all that stuff happened. Like they're doing whatever the hell they're doing. We should have ran a drill, you know, and I probably still should have like did a live and kind of try to bring people together. Just so people can talk, because fear is how they're going to get us, Heather. And anyone watch that show, Jericho? It's one of my favorite shows. You should watch it if you haven't watched it. I think it's on Hulu, Netflix. It's on one of them. Jericho. Great show. I'm not going to spoil it for you. The plot. Nope. And it's not eat American breakfast and blame other people for your sicknesses. Something happened in America, and the biggest problem wasn't what happened. Millions of people died. The biggest problem was people couldn't talk. Communication was shut down. Power was cut. Cell phones didn't work. One town didn't know what the next town was doing. And so in darkness and fear, those towns began to attack each other. Right? Those towns were fearful of what the other was up to because it was dark and they couldn't see each other. Marauders on the road, people turning against each other because they're weak. They don't know how to grow food. And then the warriors were going after the gardeners, stealing their food in that scenario. Oh, that reminds me of another good quote. Said it's better to be, I think it was Sun Tzu said, I don't know, Art of War maybe. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Another powerful quote, right? You know, it's good to be capable and not need those capabilities. Because if you got those capabilities and you are capable, they're not going to try you. If you are a monster, they're not going to try you because they know how you're going to respond. But if they know that you're weak, then yeah, they're going to try you. If they know that all you know is gardening and you don't know how to take care of yourself, you don't have the oomph to step up to the state like people in Australia right now are doing and say, oh, F no. All right, so that sent me off into another tangent. Oh, all right, Jericho. So it's the darkness, Heather, that's going to get us. We become monsters. It's like the show The Walking Dead. Same basic philosophy. The monster is us. The monster and it gets invoked by fear of not knowing. And so this could have been a drill where we all, circled back, met on Twitch, met somewhere else. And that's what we're going to have to do. And that's Heather's point is, and she's spot on. She nailed it yesterday. I went on Twitch and she was there. She nailed it. She was ready to go. She was Wanda. She's ready to go. She was there. Yeah, I'm here, damn it. I did my job. Gerard, damn it. How come you ain't doing your job? You should have went live when this all first happened, so we could all start coordinating, so we wouldn't waste our time. We could all start talking about what's going on, get the network web going amongst the family. Did I break the web? Did you break the web? Is it just my phone? Is the internet? No, it's just down. Okay, it was a whistleblower last night. Okay, well, what? Okay, with a whistleblower, she was going after Facebook. Now the FBI probably shut Facebook down. We could already had that discussion. Like, no, ain't none of that happening. We know that ain't happening. I'll give my 2 bits of it. IT doesn't work that way. Right? Corporations don't have major outages for no more than an hour. I mean, that's the most I give you. That's the absolute most and this was technology that I worked on 15, 20 years ago. All right, major corporations, servers and data centers, and they said it was a DNS problem. Bullshizo. Okay? You go lie to somebody that's stupid. I'm not one of them. Yeah, you might have a quick outage. You might have an hour outage. And you might even be dumb enough to have staff that don't have an automated backup that shuts on. We used to build automated control, automated repair facilities. When things went down, they would bring up the backup, flip things on so the user wouldn't know there was any problem, but then also go in and fix the problem. Automated repair. Good brother, I used to work on a lot of stuff with David. I don't know if he's still around here. So yeah, no, there are no big outages. But we could have did that, Heather, and we all could have circled back like, all right, we're done with that. We're not going to waste our time with this nonsense. It's going to be down, and it's going to be down as long as they need it to be down because they shut it off, and it's going to come up, and they're going to lie about why it went down to control us. But we could have circled back. And this was just a weak scenario. I mean, social media going down. But what happens if we all go dark? When they pull that power because they're losing the narrative, and they are. They're totally losing the narrative. I am not, what's that, about 300 feet from the door of a guy, good friend, who they invoked coma because he got it injected with a thing and somehow it affected his brain. I'm not going to complain. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend that I understand it. But that's the first close scenario I've had. I've got a dozen friends on here who said, yep, they were fine one day. They got injected because they thought it was going to save grandma, whatever. And the very next day they were dead or within a few days, or they had such horrible complications that they couldn't get better. I was talking to somebody last night who explained that. Oh, I'm not going to tell you what the person explained. Never mind, because sometimes there's some people out here trying to psychoanalyze, put things together, and I think if I say too much, that's probably a bad thing. But there are a lot of people who believed in these things who no longer believe in it. Right? This is the vindication. The children who got that A word that sounds like causatism, something that was caused, wasn't just some magical thing that happened, are being vindicated. Because if you really believe in the Branch Covidian cult and millions of you go out and act on that belief and do the ritual, and you do the ritual, and a lot of you die, and you know a lot of people who died who got deathly ill, every day they're creating more people who are anti-experimentations. They're anti to the thing that caused autism. So they're being vindicated. So every day we're gaining ground, people, every day. But Heather, you were spot on it yesterday. We all got to get better at that. We have to have means of connecting with each other, no matter what happens. At some point, Heather, I'll have a two-way radio. Everybody's going to need a handle. I don't know what my handle's going to be. I got to think about it. Gets latte on his nose, Woolly Bear. I don't know. Desert Clown. I have no idea. We all need handles. And but you got to have means of staying in contact with you. It's the darkness and not knowing that's the problem. If you can hive together with a bunch of people and figure things out, it's great. If you if you can stay in contact from within a community, you live in a community, and you guys have good means of communication, that's a great thing. But your little community is going to have to be able to talk to other communities. I mean, to me, and this is just the thing, I know I might be sounding like a doomsday prepper right now, and that would be precise because I am a doomsday prepper. I've always been in the closet, just didn't say much. Is that because doomsday always comes? I don't know if it'll come in my lifetime, but I'm damn sure going to be prepared because I think it's my job as a parent. But it's also my job to laugh at me thinking that the zombie's going to have the zombie apocalypse that aliens going to invade. So for me, it was a fun thing, joke with my kids, but damn sure all my kids know how to grow food. Damn sure they all know how to cook. Damn sure they all know how to camp. Damn sure they all know how to put up a tent, but their father forgot how to put. All right. Anyway, it was a good practice, Heather, and you nailed it yesterday. I got to work on my I got to work on mine, but being able to stay in contact is going to be important. We don't know if it's our generation that corporations are going to pull that final attack on humanity to control it. I think that this might be it. I could be totally wrong. 5 years now, everything could be back to normal. So being a doomsday prepper, it has to be a normal part of life. You can't be crazy. You can't do crazy things. You can't prep in crazy ways. You got to prep like your grandma. You got to have a pantry. You got to know how to grow food. You got to always grow some of your own food and get your kids involved in growing some of your own food so they'll know how to grow food. So we don't lose these powerful skills. You need to do some herbalism and teach your children how to use herbalism and use herbalism on them so they don't think it's crazy and witchcraft, but they understand that it actually works, right? We got to keep that prep going and keep that knowledge in the community. So that when the event happens, because to me, in my view, because I think the economic view is the right view, the last war on this planet is going to be between human beings and corporations, because corporations are finally going to make a play for the world, and they have to totally enslave us to do it. And so I think the last war is going to be with us and them, and we shouldn't be giving them more power. If anything, we should be using more philosophy to understand what the real threat to humanity is. That we all work for, buy from, and serve the corporations. So they think, just as a system, there's no thinking. They, as a system, they're eventually going to have to come in conflict with us. And then after that, there'll be human freedom, because all the things that they use will be able to utilize for the entire planet. And then human beings can be finally free. So we need to be prepared for that. That's my point. But when these things happen, we need a means of being in contact with each other. Okay, I'm gonna read as many comments as I can. And I'm gonna go. One day they lost a lot of money. Oh yeah, Facebook, they don't really care about it, Christine, because they're a part of the state, and the state prints the money, and they work with the billionaires, and the billionaires print the money. They don't do any work. They literally print the money. So they don't really care. They can just print some more money and put it in their bank account, and it's all over with. Hey, Amy, good morning. Hey, Ivana, good morning. Oh, Ivana got the date thing. Did y'all know that Ivana? I saw your status. She came in. She said, I came in this morning, and then Facebook has a dating profile thing. It's like, yep, ain't no privacy. Ain't no privacy. They ain't everybody business. Seems he has dementia. Times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He got something. And don't watch TikTok, Amy. You watch TikTok, you're gonna think he has dementia, Alzheimer, hypochondriac, or something, a new thing. Because I don't think he's that bad in speeches. I just think they put together compilations, perhaps, where it's just like he's just flipping and fumbling and I mean, it's so bad that the Trump people getting excited. They can't wait. That Trump, you know what his campaign gonna be? Every speech, all he's got to do is go and get to the mic. I'm Donald Trump. No. You don't have to do that. All you got to do, I'm not jiving Bowden. And just walk off stage. Everybody clap. And that's going to be the end of it. It's that bad. I'm sorry. I love y'all to death. But y'all pick somebody that was horrible. And you say, oh, well, this is planned. They're just going to put Kamala in front. All right, so okay, here we go. I think we all mostly agree that Massa Biden is not a good idea. Yeah, do we all agree on that? We all agree on that. Let's approach it from is this all being staged? Are they all actors? If you were the vice president, say you were Kamala, and all of this was going down the way this is, and say you actually were from a minority neighborhood, not Kamala. Let's say you actually lived a life as a minority, not Kamala. Let's say you actually had the culture of a minority instead of throwing minorities in prison and making excuses to keep them in prison by hiding DNA, not Kamala. Let's just say, you were this person that people pretend is somebody else. Oh, don't worry, it's not a thing on it, because the Trump people pretend he's somebody else too. So, yeah, I know. Stop it. So, look, you grew up in the Appalachian Mountains. His people raped the Appalachian Mountains. Stop it. You just didn't like Obama. We're fine with that. We can be honest with each other. Hell no, you ain't like no damn Hillary because she eat children. Say you were Kamala. Let's just say there's just one true person in this scenario. And the person's name Kamala. You're the vice president. What would you be doing right now? After all of this has happened, all that you're seeing, everything that's going down, would you just be sitting there giggling on TV? Or would you like literally be catching a case? What the hell is going on? What the hell is wrong with you? I don't know what's going on with the president. This man, obviously, we need to get the doctors involved, get them out of here. You know, we need to take control. We can't do this to American people. This is not logical. Why in the world would we take a country that's leaning towards being organic and growing healthy food and regulating pesticides and actually doing the right things? People are trying to get healthy, and we're all going to inject them with something unnatural that's untested, that's not even a V, but it actually is a E. No, we ain't doing this. If one person was real in the conversation, but she's not. She's a yes girl, like he is a yes man. Well, he's not even a yes man. He is a just smack him in the back of his head, and he just does what the corporations tell him to. And Trump isn't any different. Not significantly. I mean, he can form sentences and put letters together. I'm sorry. He hadn't fought it. The Trump presidency was funny. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. I might have to, because the Biden presidency might be a lot funnier at the end of the day. I'm sorry. I enjoy presidencies. I do. Not so much them, but the meme makers and the people who like put together the sound clips, the stupid things they say that are just ridiculous that anybody over the age of 5 should not believe anymore. The Biden presidency might actually be funnier than Trump administration. I'm not even sure. But the way this is going, and what makes it so funny is people believe it. We need to be dealing with the United States Incorporated people. I'm sorry, we don't need to be reelecting Trump. I know you don't like that, but don't listen to what I say. And some people right here, they about to go reelect Biden. I believe everything's going to go how it's supposed to. I believe that you are being impassioned to do a certain thing for a reason, and you shouldn't listen to anybody else. Oh, there's not a great TikTok. I love TikTok. If it comes to something about mind your own damn business. Right. Bees? Somebody already knows what I'm going to say. Oh, Lord Jesus. Somebody just started praying. I hope Gerard says it right. Lord Jesus, he just messes everything up. He messes up songs and lyrics. He messes up poems and books. Please just let him say it right. It's an awesome quote. Bees don't waste time explaining to flies while honey is better than shit. Think about that. I love it. I know I don't cuss, but I have to on this one. Because bees don't waste time explaining to flies honey is better than shit. Oh, honey is sweeter than shit. Why? And what's the point? Well, because in that scenario, if you really think that Trump is the right thing, you are a bee and you are going after your honey. I'm a fly. You ain't got to explain shit to me. If you believe that jiving Bowden is the right solution, if you believe that Kamala is going to help us to say grandma, you got to do that. You got to do that. I'm not going to try to convince you about my SHIT. You need to go with your HNOEY, honey. That's how we all work together. See, I don't have any issue with it, what anybody believes. That's what I'm saying. To me, it's like, I think it's about being an adult. But now it's just about being mature. And most adults aren't mature enough to let people be people. That's why I ain't got no issues with the white nationalists. I ain't got no issues with who you vote for. I ain't got no issues with Black Lives Matter. I ain't got no issues with White Lives Matter. I ain't got no issues with nobody. I ain't got no issues with the Chinese or the Mexicans. Why would I have issues with any of these people? These are all my cousins. I love them to death. They were born in a certain place. They believe a certain thing. And, now if they're being violent, we got to stop them. Yeah, absolutely. But why would you worry about what other people believe? You chasing your dreams. Chase your dreams. Get your honey. Don't worry about what everybody else has is SHIT. You lock in on your dreams. Don't worry about what nobody else is going to do. Sure, we'll make jokes about you. Yeah, we'll make some memes. We're supposed to. Because to us, we got the honey. And you just keep digging into the SHIT. But at the end of the day, we all got to remember that we're on the same team. We're all a part of the same family. We're all cousins. And we have to act like that. We have to be able to laugh at each other, like I say, every damn day, and let each other have their belief systems. Why do you care if somebody's a Muslim? Why do you care if somebody's a Christian? Why do you care if somebody's a Branch Covidian? As long as they're not trying to put their rituals in you and change your life and abuse your lifestyle, who cares what people are? Let them be whatever they want to be. That's my belief system. And to me, I think it's the mature one. I think it's the rightful and mature one. And especially the more I watch TikTok, the more time you spend on TikTok, the more, and if you're using it right, again, you'll see every culture of people pretty much doing all the same things. All beautiful music with just different instruments. Some got, slurs, ebonical phrases, and others got, country twang. But they all laugh at the same things. They're all crying at the same things. I like to post these videos, these homeless people, because it puts a tear in everybody's eye. It's human. Everybody's got a heart anyway. So they're saying some NCPs out here, non-custodial players, and non-player characters, NPCs, non-player characters. There's some clones out here with cold ice hearts that don't feel anything because of the identity of the person or just some ism or some ignorant. But most people, I think, are people. And that's why I post that. Right. And I'm gonna end on this. I do got to go. I was gonna read comments, but I do got to get out of here. Okay, I'm lying. I don't have to go. I'll read comments. I'm just saying I post the homeless pictures. I like to do funny stuff, but when you listen to somebody who lives homeless, and I think this was the woman in Seattle, and there's the brother, and I forgot where he was, Chicago somewhere. What you got to complain about? I'm just curious. What you got to complain about? What's worth whining about if you got a home? What's worth whining about if you don't dig through trash for breakfast? Why do you deserve a microphone more than they do? Why are you letting your cousin dig through baby diapers to find food to feed their children, as opposed to speaking up for them? I enjoyed the one of the woman in Seattle because it just hits that white privilege thing right in the face. See, if you're driving around in a Benz or BMW and it's somebody who you identify as white that lives on the street finding dinner underneath bird feces, and you're talking about white privilege and white supremacy and all this stuff, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong. Something in your heart is broken. Something isn't working right. Or something in your brain. Either in your brain, you're being played. Your intellect isn't allowing you to decategorize people, not generalize them, not be prejudiced and invoke in racism, calling them white while you're fighting racism, supposedly. And the other way around, too. You see the guy got brown skin. He's in Chicago. Oh, he's in Chirac or Chi-Town. So you're not going to, care about him because he doesn't look like you or because he's a man. I don't know. We all got a lot of ignorance with us, but, to me, I don't think it's because we're born ignorant. I think it's because we become indoctrinated to it. And it's something that we can't undo if we choose to. All right. I am going to do comments and I'm going to go. I keep saying that, but, that's where my head is at. They used Joe to do the worst decision. So they wash the hands of the innocents. Yeah, well, I think they chose him for a reason. He's better than a yes guy. He just does everything that he's told because he thinks it's the right thing to do. It's like if you ever gone to a senior home, and to me, it's senior abuse. There you go, Christine. It's senior abuse. That's what it is. You ever go to a senior home? You can walk them around. You can make them do anything. You can abuse them anyway. And right now, they're literally abusing him as a senior, and in return, or they're abusing him, corporations, and he's abusing us through that, But anyway, yes, I'm on Twitch too. Forget it. Yep, that's good. And next time we have some problem, I'll be on Twitch or whatever platform we can. We have to spread around. I failed. I have Telegram. I failed too, Erica. I don't have Telegram. Somebody told me the other day, I think Brother Rick or something said I need to get Telegram. I'll look at that. We should put it on paper. than our brains, like the old days. I still remember the old numbers. Well, Erica, that's because you're a mutant or an alien. You're not supposed, that's not, no, Erica, we don't do that no more. We gave that up. They sent an email around saying everybody's going to stop remembering phone numbers. It was a good meme the other day, sis. It was something about, I wonder what my part of the brain is doing that used to remember phone numbers. I wonder what they've been up to. I used to have I used to remember 50 numbers, Erica. It was crazy. How do you remember that freaking many numbers? Now I can't remember. You know how long it takes me to look at a phone number and keep repeating it in my head so I don't forget it within 5 seconds of me having to call it? They have been completely erased from the domain name servers. Those are the things like the internet phone book to look up the IP addresses. Yeah, I heard someone say that, Ivana, and I'm gonna tell you that it's bullshit. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you it's bullshit because I've sat on teleconferences of, my God, probably 800 DNS failures globally, and this was mostly with the pharmaceutical industry when I worked with them. We have backups. Everything is backed up. We literally had backups there of all the DNSs where if DNS got deleted, there was a problem, corruption, we could re-upload the entire DNS list within minutes. That's bullshit, right? And it doesn't really matter how big Facebook is compared to a big pharmaceutical company. It's just a spend and a faster server to bring that backup on the wire immediately. And they said, well, what if the backups on site completely got destroyed? We had a place called, I won't say the name of it because I don't know who knows who, but we had a backup place where the backups were sent off, which within 2 hours, we get all that data right back on site and re-upload it. See, the thing when I call people bullshit, when I call bullshit, my problem, Ivan, is I worked in the industry, and this is technology from 15 years. There were sweet packages that did all of that in an automated fashion 15 years ago. So the idea that there are outages now that are based on it's bullshit. You either got people who don't know what the hell they're doing, or they just turned it off. And the more logical, no, they just turned it off, right? No outages have. Corporations with billions of dollars that can buy can almost buy the entire damn IT industry. If you think about how big Facebook is, they could buy millions of staff if they wanted to. They could buy all the software suites. The idea they have outages, they don't. No, that they're gonna lose billions of dollars. No, they don't. Right? They are so far past money being an issue. It's not even funny. Right? The families that actually run all of this, money is only a concern for poor people, right? Money is not a concern for those who actually are in control of things. And so, the whole DNS, it doesn't make any sense. None of that makes any sense. That's all bullshit. So a DNS, that domain name service. That's when you go to facebook.com and it directs you to an IP address, right? That's all it is. So think about it in a spreadsheet. I'm not trying to get all geeky and everything, but so when you type that in, it goes to that address and it sends them to the server with that IP address, right? It actually is that simple. And if you can think of a spreadsheet, thousands of lines long, let's say there are thousands of subdomains within facebook.com. The idea that thousands of those things can't be re-uploaded literally in milliseconds is the dumbest thing that anybody's ever said in their life, period, end of discussion. And that's what I'm saying that, it's hard for a cardiologist to watch the news now because the cardiologist knows that this is bullshit. The cardiologist knows what people are dying from, and he knows it's not the air. It may be a contributor because the air has something that piggybacks on the back of the problems that cardiovascular disease, but he can't watch it because it's bullshit. It's the same reason like people in the military can't watch these movies because they're like, that's not real. like that's not even close to firefighters can't watch firefighting movies. Oh, this is not even close to what we do. So anyway, drama is popular. It is popular, and it gets you likes, subscriptions, and all of that. Great. Love your brain. Love your brain too, Magdalena. I don't love my brain. My brain. I love my brain, Magdalena, on coffee. When it ain't on coffee yet, I don't know what it is. All right, they must laugh with our little post. Trying to tell the truth. They do, Kristen. They love me. I know they love me. I know the billionaires love. I bet you, If it's 18 people watching right now, about 7 of them billion, they just having a good old time. They're probably in the same room just laughing on a teleconference. These monkeys, they ain't gonna figure nothing out. We're a game for them. We're a game, and the strategy for losing is pretending you actually know what these guys are up to. They have no idea what they're up to. Absolutely. And fact checkers. Yeah, exactly. Right. So when do they so if we know how, if we just learn how a business works and we know a business called Facebook likes to make money, then the fact checkers are things that help them create money. And we know the truth is not profitable, then it means the fact checkers are not actually checking the facts. They're actually checking out the facts. Because when you get rid of the facts, you have conflict and people log back on these platforms. When you just got facts and truth, it's boring like the news. People get the facts and they just leave. How the news used to be. Ugh, I'm not allowed to laugh emoji's not working for me. I know, because they don't want you laughing here, Heather. They need you to be serious. You need to be angry and stuff. But you might just be able to, I'm just, just hit refresh or something, go out and come back in. But I'm going to read comments and I'm going to go. They put that tag on people's posts having nothing to do with it. Human trafficking posts get tagged too. Oh, Amy. You reminded me of something. I didn't know this. Did y'all know? And this was probably on one of them little news things on TikTok, but they said that Apple was going to remove Facebook from the Apple Store if they didn't stop promoting human trafficking or something to that nature. Did y'all hear about this? I don't watch the news. I didn't hear nothing about it. And this apparently happened years ago. And I was like, that's huge. You mean tell me Apple was going to remove Facebook from all Apple phones unless they stop supporting human trafficking? It's not a surprising thing because all the platforms, Apple loves human trafficking. Apple traffics humans. Didn't Apple still got that site in and was it China? What the people did? They got the nets to stop the people jumping off. That's human trafficking. Y'all know that, right? I don't know if y'all know that. Locking the door and putting nets so people can't kill themselves so they can make your phones. That's human trafficking. But to me, it was news. It was something because I was like, oh, wow, like that actually made it out. It's hypocritical, but wow. And people still, thinking that these tools are here for our safety, not for money. Yep, the poop truck. That is it, Max. It's gone. I don't smell nothing now, so we good. All right, Fauci religion now. Yeah, well, whatever the religion is called, Christine. I call it the Branch Covidians. I don't know, Branch Covidians, whatever it is. They're all just religions, right? It's no different. And they're trying to force everybody into their religion. I'm fine with their religion. I have no issues with it, Diane, right? I know it. Shoot, y'all can have robes and goat leg panties. You can have them Richard Simmons furry things that you put on your legs called socks, dance around, do that. I'm fine with that. Inject yourself with stuff, throw blood everywhere. Whatever y'all want to do. You can synthesize your whole body. You can hand your whole body over to corporations to manage if you want to. I don't have any interest in that. I will die before you do that to me. And as bad as that sounds, Diane, it's real. It's just facts. It's not emotional. It's not anything. It's just, as long as I live here, I'm do what the hell I want to do. Like the guy said, I'm gonna live my life. I'm not gonna live your life. I'm not gonna live your religion. I'm not gonna live your cult. If you want to live here and outsource your immune system to corporations, then that's up to you. I ain't never gonna do it. I'm not hesitant. There's nothing hesitating in me. There's not even close to it. Ain't never gonna happen. You gonna kill me or I'm gonna kill you. But there's no hesitant nothing. I'm gonna live my life and it's not gonna be in your cult. And that's the ridiculous things that they've so convinced people that there's only one way. And I think that's kind of how religions work to a degree. You have to convince them there's only one way to be saved, right? And they don't see anything else. And they can't believe that you see something else, right? You have to see it their way. We're saving you. You have to worship at the cross of the V, our Lord and Savior, or you're going to die. You're going to kill other people. And isn't that how they started the Holy Wars? Isn't that how they started the Crusades? They convinced people there's only one way, and it's for your good that we stick a spear through your gut. It's for your own good that we put you in a concentration camp. It's for your own good that we modify your DNA. It's for your own good. My God will save you. My V God will save you. And so they don't see anything else. They don't realize that nature exists. No, nature's still out there. The fever tree is out there. You know, the thousand. There are probably dozens of treatments now. There's a whole bunch of ways to slice that comorbidity issue. You can even change what you want to eat. You ain't got to join the cult. You know, but I'm fine with their cult. It's just when y'all try to make other people live in your little thing, that's when the war starts. Grandma slapped Vicks on the face and told me to play outside. Exactly, Riley. Or on your chest, right? You can't breathe. They put that mint or the vapor rub stuff. You can start to breathe. Yeah, it works. You can do that with spearmint. If it's on Facebook, it's a setup. Exactly. If it's popular, Riz. If it's popular, you know, it's just false enough to be popular. So everything that's popular, you can question. That's why I question this nonsense in 2019. Why am I questioning it? Because Donald Trump said it. You like Donald Trump. No, Donald Trump is actually 100% in favor of the E. Hello. I'm not. I never have been. From the very beginning, when this became popular, I was like, this is bullshit, right? They're up to something. Nah, you know, but people are still believing in that narrative. They're anti-Trump if they're pro-experiment, you know. It's like, no, they didn't cut him. Either they cut him a check or they promised him a check. He's going to do the exact same thing the other guy's going to do. And if this continues to go the ignorant way, then he'll step back in which y'all not going to keep him out. He's definitely going to be the next president. Listen, nobody's walking around with Hillary Clinton underwear on, except for Hillary Clinton, and thank God. Please, hopefully she does wear that. Nobody walking around with Biden draws no more. I still know Trump friends that got Trump draws. Okay. Yeah. That might be the best way to not have babies. I know y'all don't like it, but it's not gonna work for me. I think about me. If you like had a great night, went on a date with somebody, y'all had some drinks and liquors and having a great time, good conversation, everything, y'all feeling some kind of way, want to go home, do the freaky nasty, dirty wordy, perky, and you get there and they start just start taking the clothes off. This is how it plays out in my mind. Just go with me for a minute. And the light come down and the candle get lit. Oh, we about to get it. Juice gonna be flying everywhere. and then they get down to the panties and I see Donald Trump's face. I'm not sorry. It's not gonna work for me. Not gonna work for me. Not going. And maybe it's not even a Donald Trump thing. It's just maybe it's just a thing. I'm not. No, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. You got somebody else's face on your drawers, tattoos and stuff. No, that all of that. It's gonna be like Pac-Man. I'm gonna walk out. So. Anyway, but see, the thing is, what's the point of like trading? What's the point of trading one massa with a blue button for another massa with a red button? What's that going to do? If both the red button and the blue button are both controlled by massive corporations, if both of them are beholden to capital, and those with the most capital have decided they want to buy the entire world and control everything, then that blue pen ain't going to save you. Or the red pen. The Trump ain't gonna save you. Only we save us. So yeah, I'm not that interested in things are gonna be different when you get Trump in. Then you have not been paying attention. Some things will be different, right? Because they got to keep the narrative. The system is going to only capitulate when we force it to. It doesn't matter who's in office. Power concedes nothing without demands. They just made a massive jump in power in the last 3 years, and they ain't gonna give it up unless it's demanded. They're not gonna give it up because Trump says, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna do this." No, they're not gonna give it up even if Biden says that. This is a bureaucracy, right? That's the problem. Is that when things get done, it gets locked in, and they create cabinets, and Tom Woods talks about that a lot. Very deep, brother. They have a deep state that is in place that guarantees that assuming you elect people, I don't think you do. I think they select people and they give you a choice of who they can control that you get to elect. The deep state ain't gonna let you change that. And even Obama told you that, right? If you were listening, if you weren't listening, then you didn't hear anything. Like I said, to a degree, I think they all kind of mean well, but the system won't let them do what needs to be done. But he told you there's a deep state. He said, "Oh, don't worry about Trump. It's a deep state that's in place," and he's right. It doesn't really matter who you put in office. It's about us. It's about what we demand, and until we demand it, we're all just what's the difference in a Biden forced vaccine or a Trump forced? There's just who trusted, right? More people on that side have trusted and clapped for it because, yeah, well, Trump vetted it. I'm sorry, but if you're going to go for anything that a real estate Twitter thug vets that comes out of the medical industry, you're going to look like Chunk. Y'all remember Chunk from the Goonies? And if you trust anything that a legal guy, a corrupt, systemically racist writing legal guy, the guy who made Black Lives Not Matter, that Black Lives Matter voted for, which is just a weird world. Y'all remember when you click on what was it, Antifa's website and it took you to Jive and Bowden's homepage? How did that happen? How did you go from you standing up for black people, but you went to the guy who created the systemically racist law called the crime bill to put more brown people in prison, everybody. And then Donald Trump let more brown people out of prison than all presidents combined. It's enjoyable. It's just, all right. I'm a comments, back to comments. Whistleblower interview was scripted and stupid. I agree, Diane. Yeah, people on it. Hello, friends. Rough day so far. My cat is nearing the end of life. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Meg. It's horrible when you lose cats and dogs because they're like children. I'm actually about to get me a cat. I got somebody on here I'm lining up a cat with. I need to get me a kitten. But I think I need two of them. I'm a little worried, because a lot of times I'm gonna be working out and the cats are gonna have to kind of look out for themselves. And you get a couple cats together, you got some thug life going on. But I wouldn't want to just leave one. I want to make sure that if, I'm not paying attention, but there's a hawk or something that's like eyeing them before I get the dogs with them. It's going to be a whole gang out there eventually. But initially, I think a kitten, a cat, two of them might be the right start. Kind of watch each other's back for the moments if I got to run to town for something. So I'm thinking about doing it. But that is my reservation, Megs, is that I don't deal with losing animals well. I deal with losing humans okay. Humans don't ever die. I'm not sure about animals. Humans usually choose to die. That doesn't mean that I don't cry. I don't get sad and everything. But usually humans' lifestyle choices, it usually determines their death date. And everybody I know, usually it's the food that they put in their mouth. That determines the death date. Mm-hmm. I'm convinced people die when they're supposed to. Anyway, Rockefeller doesn't want to poop. No, he doesn't, because if you hold it in, most humans, they say, Riley, got the bubble guts. Most people got a couple pounds of just decaying flesh in the bowels. That's one of the reasons I became a vegetarian. Once I learned that, Riley, I was done. Sorry, I do not want decaying beef in my gut for 5 seconds, let alone 5 minutes. That's the whole sound of that is disgusting. Like, I used to eat everything, right? I used to eat fish. I used to eat beef, pig, pork, all of it. Just have it all up there and just goo channels just locked up and just decaying and like little maggot things just crawling around in there for months while that poop trying to get out the trail. No, I never go back, Riley. I am a lifelong vegetarian because I sit down and I'm done. Give me about 2 minutes is the longest I ever sit on a pot. And I hate public toilets, but I don't like nobody's toilet. That's the truth is, Riley, I don't like anybody's toilets. I'm gonna let y'all know a secret. When I come to your house and I drop a load, I'm lining the toilet with toilet paper because I don't trust none of y'all. I used to be known for clogging toilets up, Riley, because I just don't trust that stuff. That stuff is disgusting. I don't want that stuff near me. Things splash and move. And people, they use that chemical, the cleaners. People don't know that natural cleaners actually clean up the toilets better than the chemicals. But everybody uses the chemicals. And all it does is temporarily create a surface that they don't like. And then they like it a few minutes later. So no, I line everybody's toilet. Nope. I ain't doing it. Anyway. But yeah, the Rockefellers, they don't want you to poop, because when you don't poop, you get more diseases and stuff. And that's why I'm a vegetarian, because I don't want diseases in my gut. Eventually, I've missed something. Amy, we all miss something. All maps are lies. Exactly, mind mapping. Well, people, Riz, whatever your name is, people, people are gullible and they're naive and they're born in a game and they're just playing the game. And the thing that I'd encourage people to think about is maybe your life is your life. Maybe you shouldn't be gamed. Maybe you were born within borders and you fell into somebody else's nightmare. Maybe you just need to live your own life and don't worry about what these billionaires are up to in terms of drawing borders and maps and fighting over them. Maybe that's not none of your business. It's not none of mine, Riley. I'm living my own life. I have no interest in psychopaths, borders, and billionaire families who think they own me and my children. Nah, no, not interested. Um, what was it yesterday? Yeah, the whistleblower thing was yesterday. Ooh, I heard it. Did somebody take a duty? That's horrible. You should never park your car by a porta potty. But you see people going in, come out. All right, real talk. I used to look at people's faces going in them places like because I used to sit at Starbucks, not porta potties necessary, but I used to sit at Starbucks and because when I work from home, I needed to socialize. They say it's a good thing to be involved with other people, see other people's faces and stuff like that. So I just happened to be at Starbucks, and the comfortable place to sit happened to be in front of the bathroom. So I just eventually became involved in a research study of just watching people's faces going in and coming out, looking at how they don't look relieved going in, and they look relieved coming out. How fast they walk going in. Like they got cheese in their butt. Somehow they get the cheese out their butt and they're coming nice and slow walking out. All right. I don't drink Starbucks coffee no more, nor do I observe people too much anymore. I saw it on a video last night, all narrative. Yep, the whistleblower stuff was all narrative. Okay, let me get comments by people I didn't get yet. Yep, Lasana Renee is your one time and fame where I'm going to read your comment, and you just said yep. That's exactly what I thought. It was all part of the plan. Oh, it always is, isn't it? That's not new, song. Ain't nothing new. It's always part of the plan. There is no way in hell they will be bring down their gatekeepers. Exactly. No, they kill you. If you are too true, if you give too much truth about what's going on Facebook, literally a platform that controls global economics, trillions of dollars get made and lost on by what goes through social media. And you mean to tell me they're gonna let somebody, a crackhead will kill you for $50? Well, I guess that's not a thing anymore. A meth head to kill you for 32 cents and a burger. You mean to tell me that you don't think trillionaires would kill somebody that told the truth about a platform that allowed them the possibility of remaining trillionaires? Oh, come on. Right. So again, so what happened was exactly what they wanted to happen, to control the population, to change their behavior, to get them to consent and go along with whatever comes next. If you're for freedom of speech, then there's no flavors to freedom of speech. It's just freedom of speech, period. You can't stop anybody from talking at all. And you know where a lot of this got started, son? This started with the hate speech. And I remember I did that video on hate speech and they took it down immediately. Ain't no such thing as hate speech. Doesn't exist. All there is speech. You might hate it, but it's just speech. That's all it is. And it might be speech you don't like. And it's speech that we can correct if we wanted to, assuming correct is a thing. But usually people say things that we don't like because they're raised in environments that they don't like, or they're in environments that aren't likable. And we can either say, you know what, I get it. Everybody who says something that I hate speech, usually came up in an environment I would hate too. And if I were them, I'd probably be hate speaking too. So you can either attack the hate speech, which makes the hate speech multiply, or you can fix the environments, which makes it go away. It's a weird, funny thing, Song Renee, but when you raise children in lovable environments, they don't hate speech. But then when the child gets old, when the child is young, we feel sorry for them. But when they get old and they hate speech because we left them in a hateable environment because we didn't give two damns about children in this country and in this world, we blame them. As a baby, we blame the parents and the environment. When they become adults, we blame them because we're stupid. So yeah, and that's what got me in trouble. But that's where I started. We got to stop the hate speech online, and which was the dumbest thing they could do because all they did was multiply. They pushed the hate speech out to other platforms where they could hate speech even more and be even more angry because you created a worse environment that made them hate even more. You proved them right. They hate you. Now they really got a good reason to hate you. And they got friends hating more on you. And because you don't see it, you think it's gone. But in reality, you multiplied it, you reinforced it, and you probably might have pushed it into the physical category. So now the people that you don't like the speech from run into somebody like you on the street and they beat the hell out of them because of you. Because you were too ignorant to realize hate speech is something that you got to heal through environments. You heal it with love. But you know, once again, and so on, Renee, that's how a lot of this started. This idea that what is it called? Good think, right think, wrong think, that ignorant stuff. What's that race stuff? Yeah, those stupid names. What's wrong with people? Critical race theory, and everybody taking it seriously. That's like critical mermaid theory. Race doesn't exist. Neither do mermaids. I know. Well, okay, maybe they do. There's a better chance of mermaids existing than races, but you know, they take something that's false and they wrap it up in a package and call it science. And they call it real. How can you take something that's false and you wrap it around something and then you call it real? If race isn't real, how could critical race theory be any form of critical thinking? How can you have critical ignorant theory? Okay. I mean, there's sociology, don't get me wrong, right? There is a thing called black, and there's a thing called white. Don't get me wrong. I mean, those sociologically, those things are there. But there are people who, I would put everybody in two camps. There are people who want to keep that ignorance rolling on, and there are people who just want to end it and go back to equality, the way we were probably before all this civilization stuff started. And the people who want to keep it are the people who are talking critical race theory. The people who don't want to keep it are changing the environment so nobody gives a damn about race the same way it used to be. Nobody used to give a damn. They made you give a damn. And that's the only reason why you give a damn. You're creating sciences and classes around it, which is why people are homeschooling, because you're teaching that ignorance, is because the people above you make profit in racial tension. And you can't seem to realize that. You can't seem to realize the Black Caucus, a lot of their money comes from the fact that Black people are being shot in the streets. All right, but anyway. No, I'm not here to say what you want to hear. Nope, sorry. Hey, OD, checking in. Facts. Unions are not allowed to negotiate. Yeah, and unions used to be something, Verna, until they got too powerful, and then they just became just like the state, useless. Not useless. I mean, they did some good things, but everything that gains a blind following and become powerful, it's always taken over. Right? Like Facebook, you can go to another platform, and if that platform actually gets big and successful, the state's just going to take it. They can compel anybody and any corporation to do anything they want. Our freedom is removing the power from the state and the corporations, removing the oligarchy, the global one, not the national one, the global one. When the global oligarchy is removed, all the rest will fall. You know, when we put a system in that doesn't allow them to gain power over human beings. The average person seems to be new to the planet. All right, I'm not sure what that means, Diane. Unions are not allowed to negotiate. All right, 3 different types of acorns on the ground. Okay, around the house. Leaves are changing for the cytokine storm. There you go, right? So Riley's talking about the vitamin D lacking season. If you don't know what that is, you should probably look it up. Otherwise, somebody's going to turn into the next apocalypse. I just spent more time working on my drawings yesterday. I bet they're beautiful, Amy. That's what people should be doing. You should be doing that for a lifetime if that's your passion. And you shouldn't have to do it for money. You should do it just out of love and passion, because robots grow all the food, do all the heavy lifting, and human beings need to go do the things that make them impassionate and love, not ignorant, angry, gaining power over each other. And so they're back in psychopaths. Make personal contacts via pH, etc. I don't know what pH, etc. Is that just phone? You also may want to be protected by sources you are not aware of. All right. Kennedy was the last real president. Technically, Kennedy, I think, was the last president who spoke for himself. The rest have all spoken for corporations, and if they bad spoke, they just killed them or they would shoot them to get them to speak right. Um, so Kennedy, I think, was the last president who spoke for himself, the last real president of America, right, of the Republic, was Grant. Everybody after him has been a president of the United States Incorporated, a president of a corporation that literally invaded our continent and staged a coup that Congress and the federal government went along with. And they dissolved themselves and they all became employees of a corporation. So they're not actually a government. They're a governing corporation. Red Star Corporate Cooperation. Identification sucks and makes you your own prison. It does. They give you an identity so that you're livestock and you're easy to control. And it's not even you. It's not your true self. It is a fantasy construct that they need people to believe in because they can treat people like livestock if they think that their identities and their colors. Seems all lies matter. That's what matters, Diane. Lies. Because if there's nothing truth in the popular domain, then you can control everybody. You can control all the oppositions. Fight for your own life and the lives of your family and friends. That's all we can do. And that's what we're supposed to do, Megs. That's why we're here. Making this place better than how we found it. Not making our lives and our bank accounts bigger than the neighbors. Hey, Jeannie, how you doing this morning? Although money is a thing, you got to make money. Unfortunately, money buys the things that will gain you more freedom. So I'm not, I'm anti-money, but, I'd be a fool to think that we could just walk away from money and things are going to go well. Unfortunately, we still need money to do things. And if we ain't got it, you ain't doing nothing. So we can use money to get rid of money, but we're just not there right now. My job will consider me to have resigned if I don't get a job by October 29th. They can consider anything they want, Heather. That's bullshit. You have to make them fire you. They can consider anything they want. Legally, there's a contract between you and your employer. For you to resign, it means you have to sign something and agree to resign. You have to agree that you understand that the job is required now for your job and you have to voluntarily give it up and walk away. So you cannot sue them in the future. Don't do that. Make them fire you. They'll threaten you, right? They'll tell you that you won't get unemployment. You want this, you want that. You're going to have to fire me, right? Because it's a breach of contract. I was speaking about this a little while ago. The guy said something real deep, as a lawyer, said something real deep about it in a talk. Which was, there's a coming class action lawsuit. You got to figure out how to make it past the bribe of unemployment or severance or any of that. Say, no, you fired me because you changed the contract. We had a contract and you are breach of contract. Our contract said nothing about me outsourcing my DNA to some corporations that are ignorant. You fired me because I didn't engage in a religion. And that was never a part of our employee contract, our employer-employee contract. So let them fire you. Absolutely let them fire you. But don't give up your life. If you don't have your health, and if for anybody who doesn't understand what I'm saying, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. You hear what I'm saying? If you don't have your health, money ain't gonna buy a lifestyle you're gonna enjoy. If you don't have your life, you're not gonna enjoy life. So don't engage in an experiment. Don't play with these people, right? Things that work aren't you don't have to compel them. You don't need commercials and bribery. For things that work, word of mouth takes care of it. By default alone. If they're forcing people to do it, and the people who are forcing people to do it exclude themselves from having to take it, and the corporations who make these things also got excluded from having to take it, find a good job at McDonald's. It would be better to go find a good little job selling some poison food. Making minimum wage, paying minimum rent, cutting back your lifestyle, give up the BMW, drive the old car for a little while, and just tuck under until the lawsuits start. But they're not going to get away with it. Right? And what told me that, Heather, is the fact that they're trying to get people to sign resignation letters. You're not resigning. You don't agree to their new policy. They made a change on you. They breached the contract. They are responsible for breaching that contract. They owe you some cash. Watering the garden is listening. Yes, Jeannie. And also people, don't do something stupid. So let me clarify something here real quick. On October 19th, Heather, if you can't get away, and you gotta stay. No, don't stay. Go get another job somewhere else. Like there's some people who can't walk away, and I get that. Don't take one for the team. You're not taking one for the team. You're literally possibly forfeiting your life or your ability to live free of constant injections for the rest of your life. Trying to keep up with the changes in the ecosystem because you've changed your immune system to being controlled by spreadsheets and corporate greed and boards and laboratories than the natural processes that give that broad spectrum protection. But there's some people who can't quit. And my concern there, who was that, Heather, is that it's pointless to live a short life as a violent criminal because you can't pay your bills and you don't have anywhere to live and you're homeless and your children are homeless and they have to be invoked in a life of crime too. I have to figure out a way to say that. Outsourcing your immune system is probably as dangerous as requiring crime to survive. You know, try to make a wise decision. I think a lot of us are going to have to swallow humility. And by us, I mean y'all. I swallowed mine a long damn time ago. I left corporate America a long damn time ago. I gave up that ignorant lifestyle a while ago. And yes, it sucked and it hurt. I'll let you know what you're in for. You get so used to just going and just, I used to throw cash. Oh, cash. It's only cash. It's only cash. Just throw that stuff. Throw that stuff, man. And that came to an end. And it hurt. Oh, it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. Giving up the health care and the bonuses and your ability to buy your kids things. And then you go through that phase of not feeling worthy, right? Not like feeling like you ain't worth nothing because you can't get your kids all the things that you used to. Um, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot I don't really say, but you go through that. But coming out on the other side, you realize that you have to do the right things in life and the chips will fall where they may. You just have to try to figure out how to keep those chips from like hurting people who you've also made accustomed to a lifestyle that's based in ignorance. You know, giving them hopes and dreams of become a bastard like you, becoming a happy slave, a good house slave. Um, so plan it out is what I'm saying. Plan it out. Think about it. Plan it out. Do what you got to do. Don't worry about the shit coming out of my mouth or anybody else. You focus on your honey and try to make good decisions. But don't take yourself out of a bad situation and just drop yourself back into another bad situation. It took me 10 years almost to plan my escape from corporate America, and it still was a rough ride. It still is a little rough. I mean, my heart goes out to people who are just having to do this in like 10 weeks, but you'll figure it out. I think all things happen for a reason. You got to start to cut back your lifestyle. You got to start cut back the ignorant spending. I think what helped me a lot was really finally starting to understand that these phones, these are all made by slaves. These phones are blood phones. Every last one of them is made from people dying and children dying and human trafficking and slavery in other countries. The clothes we wear, same thing. Everything, they just pull us into their sellout guild and their cult by all the consumerism crap that we buy that we're so proud of, that make us feel like we're someone because we have these things. And I think that helps. That helps to understand that you're doing the right things. And once again, the last war is going to be with the corporations. If we continue to work for them and buy from them and put them between us and our survival on this planet, then the last war will always be coming, and it'll be a violent one because we empower them too much. Speaking of primetime, NFL players have stickers on their helmets promoting the narrative. They do, but Vernon, think of the good side. The NBA, they're standing up. Have y'all seen all them brothers standing up? I love it. They're standing up saying, no, that's stupid. This is a 99.9% survivable thing. Why in the world would I risk my health for something that's not even a threat to me or anybody in my category? Heartbreaking stories and important. Did I get a comment from everybody? And then I'm out. And then I'm out. Do, 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 do. Oh, let's go down. Oh, look, good Googa Mugga. I was that behind in comments. Yeah, good Googa Mugga is a thing. That's I don't remember where it came from, but it's a thing. Hey Meg, sorry, it's tough to. Hey Lisa, been a little while, saw a comment from you. The mask tells them you don't know. No mask tells them that you know. It certainly knows that it tells them that you need oxygen. And what I started to post a minute ago, Holly, about the deaf lady in that Dunkin' Donuts scenario, is that just because people wear masks doesn't make them a masshole, right? You can wear a mask and not be a masshole. Being a jerk makes you a masshole. So there are a lot of people who got masks on that are just, people that are a little, hesitant about the air. And I get that. It's been scary if you've been watching the news for the last 3 years and what it does to people psychologically. But being a maskhole, like requiring other people to like engage in your belief system to a point where you won't even take your mask down. So a deaf woman who's been frequenting your establishment and paying for you to have a lifestyle for the past, I don't know how many years, you won't just take it down and speak so she can see your language, so she can see your words because she can't hear you. Mask hole, right? There's a difference between a person who wears a mask and a mask hole. I have no issue with people wearing masks as long as you're not a jerk. I have no issue with people who don't wear masks, obviously, because I don't wear any damn masks. Um, but being a jerk is different, and jerk comes in both flavors. Cancer rates are 1 in 3, but that cuckoo. Yep, exactly. Well, and I think, and that's another thing, Diane. They're going to figure out whether or not something is increasing cancer, and it wasn't Geert. It was another scientist on Big Tree that talked about it. That turning off that, was it the third or fourth receptor, is turning off your body's ability to fight certain cancers, shingles and something else, herpes, something else. So, yeah, you might really can reconsider not getting the next one if you got one, and not getting one if you haven't gotten one. Political puppets all have the same money masters. They do. But it's weird, CJ, how people, they think that theirs is different, and they're none are different. They all serve money. How are you staying warm and cold at night? Working on a cob house, Verna. I'll show more of it here eventually. I'll probably put a wood burning stove in there. I'm not too worried about it, Verna, because my house is it's inside of a greenhouse. It's inside of an earthen wallapini. So it heats up during the day. It keeps the cob warm. So at nighttime, when you have, 650 and 40-degree temperature, and sometimes it touches in the 30s, by the time it gets down to 30, the sun is coming up and it's already heating up the inside of the structure. So I imagine heating isn't going to be anywhere near as a challenge as cooling. And cooling was only a challenge this year because I started in the hottest part of the year and I didn't get all my geothermal in. But yeah, in terms of heat, there'll be a backup heater. I'll be making pottery. Y'all better buy my damn cups. All right. I spent a lot of time doing this. I'll be making coffee cups and plates and things like that, trying to contribute. I don't like asking for money to support the project. I want to actually make something physical. I might like embed fossils in the coffee cups, the outsides of them or something, maybe crystals. I don't know. I'll figure something out to make them different. But I have the kiln there, and so I'll be running these things. These things are hot. When you cook dinner, you're cooking in a cob stove that's heating up. I'm thinking about attaching the stove to the side of the cob house. So, or one of the benches. So when it heats up the sofa bench of the cob or the house, it actually, the clay holds that heat all day long. And I mean, all night long. So I'm trying to integrate, just living regular life. I don't like the idea of starting fires. I don't want to turn on heaters. I don't do anything like that. I want a passive, automated living as much as possible. And that's done by, thinking out the things that you do and allowing automation and automated ideas to increase your comfort level. So in that scenario, the automation is not technology. I have Arduino boards and software running a lot of things, watering the plants, growing the food, stuff like that. But the attaching the stove, the oven, the pizza oven to the house means every time you sit down there and make bread or pizza, you're heating the house up. Because the house isn't that big anyway. And that probably should be enough heat that you don't ever have to think about heat. So just like your lifestyle, and it might just be a thing. And this is what our ancestors did, right? So just at nighttime, they had ideas that just made their life easier because they put a solution with a problem. A solution, you like fresh bread. Solution, you like pizza. Solution, you like to cook dinner, and it's in the wintertime, it gets cold at night. So you attach the oven to the house, which is a cob house or a structure that holds heat, so that when you're doing something that you're doing anyway, like cooking food in the evening, it's creating the heat that you need, so you don't have to worry about it. So automation is just not technology, right? It's ideas. Like our ancestors didn't have circuit boards and automation and green robots and the things I'm using, but they were smart enough to realize, okay, I'm going to incorporate things in my life that are feng shui-ish, if I can steal that word and bastardize it a little bit, that make my life easier. All right. Okay. Let me see if I got something by everybody. I gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go see a horse about a thing and a woman about a horse. America is a nation of lazy old people. I work in a home where the family should do all to keep them well. They do not want to break us. They do not want us to break our back. I refuse to hurt myself. Take care of yourself. Stop being lazy. Yeah, America, well, we reward laziness. It's like the central bankers. They don't do any work. The kids don't do any work. And we empower them and we call each other lazy while the people who own the resources and the industries work for don't actually ever lift a finger. But we'll call a bum, a homeless person, a bum. We'll call, someone who doesn't want a job lazy and shiftless, but we'll work for people that own the industries and the corporations that never listed. I mean, hands. So I used to shake hands, Rose, and it was just like shaking jelly. Like, like it was nasty at a point to shake a vice president's hand or a CEO's hand because it was like, you touched that. They're not even human. They've never done like a day of labor in their life. There's no bone, there's no muscle. It's just goo, and it's just like, like I feel like I don't know, like I'm touching a cinnamon roll. We work for people with cinnamon roll hands that never done any work in their life, but we judge poor people who struggled their entire life, who now just like, you know what, it's too much. I'm done. I don't want to work anymore. I respect the great walk away. What's the name of those people that's just pulling Harriet Tubman's, the great move away, the great resignation, the great resignation. People who just finally decide, you know what, I'm done with slavery. I just don't on the other side that doesn't really get that. Yeah, maybe they actually figured out that they're slaves. Maybe it's not that they're lazy. Maybe it's just they want to do valuable work. They don't want to do slave labor anymore. Maybe that's what it is. Hopefully that becomes something. Hopefully they find the Venus Project and Zeitgeist movement. Hopefully they find Peter Joseph and they start to understand the reasons why they hate work so much. It's pointless to hate work if you don't understand why. Like it's pointless to be a warrior if you don't know who to fight. It's pointless to be a warrior hating work, hating slavery, if you don't understand work actually isn't the problem. It's that you're not doing the things attached to your passions. All right. You don't get me started for the one thing they just hard copied all of our stuff. Yep. And everything that corporations claim copyrights to, Ruby, for saying if we're thinking along the same line, we don't. Our ancestors made all of this. They built the entire world. The grid doesn't belong to them. We made the grid. It is ours. We can do anything we want with it. But people have to come together. And when they stop playing division, then we can dictate what we do with our world. Tyson Hart, good morning. Not just 18 people are watching you. Each and every one of us represent 4,300 people, soul and energy. Oh, do I love what you just said, right? Do I love what you just said? Because that's, and when you go out in public, right? And this is what he's saying, is that, or she, I'm not sure, just met Tyson, good to meet you, is that every word that comes out of your mouth, it never stops at your mouth, right? You're putting out vibrational thoughts and those never come back and they never stop. They keep going and going and resonating and going and going. And that's why we have to talk more. We absolutely have to. I need to talk less though, Tyson, because this mouth runs and I got work to do. But amen. And so I do my best, Tyson, to promote what I think are good ideas. So Peter Joseph, Jacques Fresco, right? Like we can talk about the problems all day long because the problems are endless. but I always like to try to wrap up live streams and thoughts and talking about challenges. What are the solutions? And there are lots of them. I like the automation economy because that's where I come from, right? I worked in robotics my entire life in automation. And if we don't have to be slaves, then why in the world are we still back in the slave world? If people can be free and chase their passions, and their passions become rocket ships, their passions become better robots, their passions become better music, their passions, then there is an economy that comes later. But it doesn't have to be based in money, and they print the money. We don't need an economy based on slave labor, forced labor. So that's why I like Peter Joseph. That's why I like the Zeitgeist movement. I like, these Harriet Tubman ideas that your neighbors don't shouldn't have to be slaves, and neither should you. We are chattel slaves, right? At birth, they attach a penalty to us for being born here. And I think the more we say that, the more that resonates, the more powerful the energy becomes in people who decide that slavery is over. We're done with this. We're done with just because you got the most jewels doesn't mean you get to dictate to our societies and us and what our lifestyles can and can't be. That we have to slave till we're 70 till we can barely move, breathe, or enjoy climbing a mountain or sitting in nature because we're attached to breathing machines. The same people who dictate you have to outsource your immune system to big pharma, or you can't buy nor sell unless you got that mark of the beast. Religions are inherently fascist. Yes, they are. All groups are. All groups are, and all groups are religions. They're all cults to a degree. I have nothing wrong with religions. I just think you should have your own. You should study to show thyself approved. You have a interfacing with whatever this thing we call God is, Planck energy, quantum physics, whatever you want it to be, Allah, doesn't really matter. And you don't need me to tell you what it thinks. You don't need a pastor, minister. Yeah, I understand getting together with groups of people and you're trying to understand what this thing is telling you, and that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's a problem when you force other people to engage in your rituals. I agree. We share the same opinion in this. All right. You guys are talking to each other. Both fine is in the house. Still disappointed that Facebook came. I did too, but I was kind of hoping that this was the end of it. I was kind of, part of me. I mean, part of me misses the family. I like coming on here. But we got to find other platforms. I was kind of hoping like, yes, might be it, y'all. They're finally pulling the cord. Like, this is it. We're going to go be humans again. And a part of what Beaufont, I think part of what he's saying is that when they actually force you to go live your life, you're going to go live it. When they force you to off of their platforms that are highly controllable, you'll start to control yourself again. It's not that the news is bad. It's just that social media is highly evolved at behavior modification that the news could never approach. There's good and bad in everything. The news isn't good with interaction, right? The news is they just not the news, the media, right? They tell you a thing, and there's not like a positive feedback loop. So there's only limits to what they can control you. And I'm sorry if that's a little geeky. Social media has positive and negative feedback loops, right? So they're using AI and they're training AI with our interactions. It's a back and forth thing where they're reading us, they're judging our behaviors, they're making, they're putting in databases and they're making calculations based on it. So social media is extremely more dangerous and more powerful than the media. So them kicking us off of it in a time where they control most of it is probably a good thing. But the only reason I think they'd shut it off and not shut it back on is because they realize they've completely lost control of the narrative, and that is coming. Obama, the great hypnotizer. Well, yeah, Diane, that's why I say they picked him, because they knew that the media would be scared to go after a surface level black president. And I personally, I didn't have anything wrong with it. I was happy when Obama won. I tell y'all this, I know y'all not gonna like it, but I was happy when he won. I thought it was different. I was like, oh, look, we're gonna see something different. And we didn't. I didn't vote for him. And then when Trump won, I didn't vote for him neither. But I was happy when he won. Y'all not gonna like it, but I was like, oh, we might see something different. And we did see nothing different. And so now I'm 100% locked into what we started talking about on MySpace. And that is the world is run by a psychopathic death cult the children of these very powerful families that now own resources that dictate to industries that control the corporations, and the corporations by the governments, which are governing corporations. So it just proved everything to me. So I'm glad Trump was president, and I'm glad Obama was president, because to me, it really proved it doesn't really matter who you put in that office. You should get a Savannah cat. What is a Savannah cat, Mike? Gerard, get two cats. They will keep each other's company. That's what I'm thinking too, Ivana. So when I got to run to town and do things, they got each other's back. They keep each other company. That's kind of what I'm thinking, you know. But again, living in the artificial desert still new to me. There are still some threats out there that I don't know anything about. You know, there are owls that come by at nighttime. So, you know, they're not going to be like farm cats living outside. They'll be outside a lot during the daytime, but at nighttime, they'll be inside. Need them big breeds of cat. Oh, the big breeds of cats. Okay. Well, yeah, let me know what they are. A coon cat? Is that a big cat? Or is that just some racist things that you're saying, Mike? So I know Mike, y'all. So don't say, oh, Mike is racist. No, no, I know Mike. That's a good brother. We used to protest together. What are you lugging around? Got a fern. Yes, that is a tree fern. Dang it, you nosy as hell, ain't you, dang? You just nosy, just as nosy. How you looking at my back? You know, those words coming out of my mouth, Dan. You know, they may not be important to you. They're important to me. Yeah, no, I'm just joking. That's an Australian tree fern. I've been growing that one for, good Lord. It's little, but I grow things in pots. I've been growing that one for how long? Oh, shoot, since the flower show, about 8 years old. I mean, 8 years ago, but they get really big. All right, you guys, I'm down to 4% battery. This is where my battery just chokes out on me. So I got to go. Last one. Look, Nicole Sears. There you go. Last comment. Dell is live with Daryl Wolf. Please post the link right now, Nicole Sears, on my page or on this live stream. In fact, post it on my page. I'm going to go watch that right now while I plug my phone in charge. Listen, this is Gerard. I love y'all to death. Don't engage in yogism. Corporations aren't people. Systems aren't people. They don't have any feelings. You are a human being. Your side is the human side at all times. And humans are sovereign. So don't ever agree with a non-animate corporate system, political, governmental thing. Damn sure not a Facebook or a social media thing. They're not actually human. All right. You're human. Ignore people's fur, ignore their skin, ignore where they were born and their birth bigotry, and don't be a bigot yourself. We're all one family. We're going to get out this together, or we're all going to go into that war and figure out in that last war with corporations that we're all family all over this world, whether you believe in science or religion. We're all cousins. Just be kissing cousins, y'all. That's what, be kissing cousins. Incest is bad.